Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this month's A&P live stream. I'm Adam Noyce. I like to do these live streams once every month or so, just to have some fun, just to sort of hang out, just to sort of chill with some people. Sometimes we have a topic, sometimes we don't. Yeah. So joining me today is actually a very good friend of mine, and every time I have him on one of these live streams, I know it's going to get kind of crazy. I know that something's going to happen, and professionalism likes to go out the window. So joining me is none other than Antonio. Say hi, Antonio.
I. Hello, how'd you get in my house?
That is well, you see, the thing is, Antonio, I'm actually not in your house. I am just a projection, an astral projection, if you will.
We have the technology for that now?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we've had the technology for that for a while. Well, there's a tradition that I have with Antonio, and that is whenever Antonio is on my live streams, I like to drink.
It's time to get crunk.
It's time to Oh, shit. So, I actually am not going to drink my Irish whiskey like I normally do. Normally, I get my Irish whiskey out and, start there. But I actually bought some glasses today. And I have a single ice cube in here just because I'm kind of a bitch and I don't. I'm kind of a bitch and I can't drink it straight, but I actually have some Jim Beam green apple bourbon here, and admittedly, this is unbelievably sentimental for me because everyone kind of knows that I was a grandpappy's boy. I was a grandpa's boy, and the only time I've ever seen my grandfather drink was this. This exact thing. So while oh, Jesus Christ, this thing is going to be the death of me. Okay, there we go. So while it's been a while since I've had this, but this is the thing that Grandpa and I would kind of shoot shots over, and I don't not shoot shots, but sip over on a summer's day every once in a while. And we sort of bonded over this, so I felt very sentimental today just because of a lot of stuff that's been going on with me personally lately. And I said, I'm going to buy one. So here it is. I'm going to open it. And I'm not kidding. I think it's been about 5 years since I've actually... Oh. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little nostalgic over this. It's got a really nice green apple smell to it and everything like that. I feel like I'm doing an episode of Fat Man Little Boy.
Blast from the past.
A blast from the past, which we'll be shooting again relatively soon.
Is that a teaser?
That is totally a teaser.
I'm drinking UV Blue, the only thing I ever fucking drink ever.
That's because you really like it.
Including water.
But that stuff that you got is really good.
It is also, if you want to talk about, like, definitely not as sentimental as you. That's you, Grandpappy's boy, yeah. But a little bit sentiment to me because it is the first drink that I've ever had, and I had it with my best friend Juan, who does not live here anymore. Because I told myself when I turned 21, first drink I'm gonna have is with him.
Aw, I love that. I'm such a fucking A. Like, you know how I like to present myself as kind of like a manly man, or at least I try.
No.
But I have such a big thing for sentimentality, and stuff like that. Like, there's stuff that I have that I'm like, it has no meaning at all. Like, if you really look at it, like, why the fuck would you have that? But it's so sentimental. And stuff like that. And I'm really big on, like, I want to share my first drink with you. Like, that tickles my pickle.
Don't I always?
But Antonio, if you're ready, I'll.
I'm ready. Dink.
And away we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, sweet.
Oh, that is so good.
Ooh.
That is so good, and it, unbelievably smooth and everything like that. I'm a big bourbon guy, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a really good apple taste to it, and I understand why my grandfather liked it. My grandfather was not a drinker at all, at all. But every once in a while he'd drink this, and this is what he would drink.
Wow, that burned me in my core. Wow.
Well, I remember, speaking of kind of sentimentality, one of the last parties that we had was over at Sean Bryan's, his pool party that he had, and I think I had told you guys that I was moving, but at that point, and I totally thought that what you had was like bourbon, like you pour it in a cup and you slowly kind of drink it, or no, something like that. But so I poured it in this giant red Solo cup, and I just start chugging it, and boy howdy did I find out about halfway through that I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to do that with this, are you? Wait a minute. Yeah, not very pretty, not very pretty at all.
That didn't stop me from doing that exact thing at New Year's, but intentionally.
Oh, what did you do on New Year's? Do tell.
So we had a New Year's party at Sean's.
Of course.
And again, I brought the UV blue as I usually do, and I probably had about 2.5 solo cups of just that. Straight. That's it. That's the end of the story. I got really drunk.
I'm sorry. Jesus. I am all over the place right now. I may or may not have had a couple glasses of wine beforehand too.
Yo, are we both wine moms?
I'm total wine mom.
Oh, I love wine.
I love wine.
I should have bought that. Yeah.
So this is the one. This is the big one that I got, Yellowtail, because I personally actually prefer the white wines to the red ones personally, and this one's like a mixture of what is it?
Is that Pinot Grigio?
Red apple, pear, and passion fruit. Yes, it is Pinot Grigio.
I love Pinot Grigio.
Oh, it's delicious. It's fucking delicious.
My favorite wines, it's actually a tie. I love Pink Moscato, and there's this like one strawberry wine that I get, and it's like,
ooh, strawberry.
It's just juice. It's juice at that point. It's alcoholic juice.
You like your sugary stuff, right? You tend to really like your sugar, as do I. Like, well, FYI, I'm a type of guy. I love my Smirnoffs. Mm-hmm. Like the Smirnoffs, those are fucking great. But strawberry, wow, I would love to try that.
It's so fucking good. Every time me and Jess have like a date night or like Valentine's Day, that's what we're drinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that is your drink of choice when you're going on a date.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted, because we made elderberry wine. And that was delicious. That was very delicious. And I don't really like elderberry on its own, but the wine was great. It was very sweet. But I did buy another wine that I found. Called Bluette, aka Bluet.
Bluey? My favorite Disney preschool Disney show. All right.
Yeah, this is it. And it is a Maine wild blueberry sparkling wine. And so I'm gonna. You can definitely tell it's blueberry. I don't know if you can really 100%. See the color of it, but yeah.
It's like damn near black purple.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to try that. I have not tried it yet. I'm not going to open it tonight. Probably won't open it for a couple weeks. I want to kind of save that maybe for a special occasion, which wouldn't it be really funny if it just turns out to taste like fucking shit?
You're like, pour the wine for me in my connoisseur, and then you drink it, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. Oh, it just tastes awful the entire time.
It
Yeah.
just tastes like feet. But then you keep drinking it just out of obligation because you bought it.
Well, that's what I would do with it, regardless. I think, because I am such a petty asshole when it comes to stuff like that. It's like I bought this. By God, I'm gonna
Yeah,
drink
by
it.
God, I'm gonna use it.
Hey Tommy, glad you can join. Bro, I see that wine everywhere in liquor stores, and I never knew what it was. Well, I gotta tell you, today's picks was all about what was on the bottle. Because I don't know my ass from my elbow when it comes to wines. So I just tend to
being
grab
with alcohol
one.
in general, yeah.
Yeah. I really don't. So I tend to just grab what tickles my pickle. And today it was that one. And then, of course, when I was actually looking for another Irish whiskey since my other one's almost out. And quite frankly, I used it to cook. But, and then I happened to come across the Jim Beam, not Jim Brown. He's the football player turned actor from the 1970s that made out with Raquel Welch. Rip. But, well, she just died.
Rip.
So I saw this, I was like, oh, well, there goes another $25. But very, very, very delicious. I didn't know. I feel like you've told me you were a wine mom, Antonio, but
Yeah.
I seriously can't remember you talking about it.
I probably told you a couple points. Me and Jess really like our wine. Hell, that's what I got. It was pink Moscato along with rum and cokes that got me really crunk at our friend's wedding.
So rum and coke it tends to be the drink of, or the go-to drink, I think, for everybody is a rum and coke.
Yeah, and boy howdy, was it literally just 90% rum and 10% coke.
I love it.
I was like, damn, that shit's strong.
Rum has been very hit and miss with me.
It depends on the day. That day it was.
Yeah, like I've never had issues with wine, but I was talking with a guy at work the other day because we were talking about drinks, and I was like, "What do you think of wine?" And he's like, "I don't mind them. It's just they give him a." He said, and I quote, "They give me a headache," and I'm like, "I've never had that. I've never had that. I've had that with fucking tequila."
Have I had tequila? I don't think I've had tequila yet.
It is what it is, but okay, so. I've totally lost my train of thought, so I'm gonna take a drink of this. I feel all warm inside. Actually, that is smooth as fuck. So, actually, if you want me to be completely honest, this here, the bourbon, is a lot smoother than even the Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head vodka.
Oh damn! And that
was smooth as fuck. That was
smooth as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things we did on the show, too.
Same.
Yeah, that was also just a fun episode in general.
Our first, that was our first Halloween episode, right?
That was our first Halloween special, yeah.
That was the same episode where we ate tarantula.
Where we ate tarantula. It's just that's just a fun episode. I really miss doing Fat Man Little Boy, which is why I'm looking forward to April when I go back down to you guys. We're gonna shoot some Fat Man Little Boy episodes. So that way the show keeps going. I hate the fact that I finally released that documentary. I was like, hey, we're back and running, guys.
And then we weren't.
And then I move.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been 2022 sucked ass. 2022 sucked ass, and 2023 has been more interesting. You know, I'll say that, but I can't say it's been significantly better or worse.
It's much the same for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, Antonio, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm here.
Very descriptive, sir.
I have had ups and downs today.
Is it work-related?
In a sense, but not with my main job.
Oh.
Yeah, it's with side stuff.
Oh, side stuff. Are you still doing like the editing and shit on the side?
Yeah, I do editing on the side. I edit for a a couple YouTubers, and by a couple I mean two.
That is a couple.
Yeah, that is literally a couple.
That is literally a couple, Antonio. You're fine.
Literally to even specifically, I edit for my Bear Gaming, I think, or no, My Bear Voices is what's the channel's called now. And then the other one is Quentin Reviews. I edit for now, which is a bit more of a more popular channel.
I know My Bear. I watch her stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll tune it in if I see that she's streaming. Just because she usually, when I would watch her was when I was working at the other place. When I was working for the school districts, and she would stream when I was working, so I would be programming and building the virtual sets and everything like that, and I'd listen to her in the background because she would start streaming. Yeah. Oh, I guess I should probably address the fact that I'm streaming on a Monday and not a Saturday. Yeah, so I'm actually going to address this right now. Because of my new job, again, I now work for ABC WMTW, so the news. I have to work Saturday and Sundays, and I do overnights, so I can't do any videos, can't do any streams. So now my content's coming out on Mondays, going to be roughly the same time as they usually are. Just now it's going to be on Mondays, not on Saturdays. So start your week with AN Productions. Or in my case, end your week with AN Productions, since, yeah. I'll say this. So with my job, right, I work 4 10-hour days. Not bad at all, because you end up getting you get a 3-day weekend. Like, I work until 8 a.m. on Sunday, so then I have the rest of Sunday to myself. And then I have Monday, Tuesday, and then I have most of Wednesday to myself, and then I have to go into work at 10 p.m. And the problem, though, with working a 10-hour day is that I can't get anything done after work, because it's like I have to take a shower, I have to do some basic stuff, for my own health, and then I gotta go to bed. And then you're up. So it's like I haven't been doing videos. I have one more fucking class to do to get my master's degree, and I'm really worried about that, because I'm like, at least I basically just have 3 days to get my work for the week done. Because I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be very functional after work. Like, it's a lot. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do like the job, though, because and I can tell you the big reason why I like the job is, one, I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to deal with the public at all. So 2023 has been a year of resolutions for me, because I don't know, and this is the first time I've ever really going to talk about this really on my channel, I think. I've sort of made jokes about this before, but I don't think people really know. So if they don't know, congratulations, you will now know. But we yesterday, we recorded a surprisingly hysterical episode of What Are We Talking About? Which I'm excited for that to come out. It is going to be a good episode, and I already know how I'm going to approach editing it and everything. And so what were we talking about, Antonio? Why don't you tease?
Oh, okay. I'll tease it. So the idea was that we would talk about like what if crushes, celebrity crushes, kinds of things. And then Adam and Jenny had to debate them, and whoever I felt had the better argument would get the points that would go towards who's the host of the next episode. So that's essentially the elevator pitch of that. But we treated it like a presidential debate, to where you only had a certain amount of time. There was counter arguments. Sometimes there was even final statements, and then I would ultimately choose who won.
Yeah. And it was a great episode. It was really funny. So do stay tuned for that. But I just found it really funny that you chose that topic. And boy howdy, have I been on the dating game again. Because I don't know, something happened New Year's where I'm just like, I'm sick of being single. And this might get into, and I kind of hope it does get into some like a bit more of like a philosophical conversation about like relationships and stuff like that. And I know your situation is different than most people's. Considering the fact that you've been with your significant other forever.
Yes. What year is it now? 2023. So it's been it's going to be 13 years in November.
Yeah, you see, and that's wonderful. Yeah. Like that's wonderful, and I think that's really envious. Like, you know, like that's a goal. And stuff like that. And it's like I haven't had that. And a lot of that is because of where I grew up and the fact that I am a raging homosexual. You know, stuff like that. and like growing up in such a small town, small area, it's like it is you don't do that. Or they're very few and far between. And so when I moved to Long Island, right, and I discovered what like Grindr was and Scruff and all those apps, where I was like, yeah,
I get to bone dudes and get boned by dudes.
And you know what? You know what's really funny? I'm a big guy, right? Like I'm fat, you know. I'm not overly confident, even though I think that's been changing lately, and I feel like I'm just a normal dude, but I would get hit up on Long Island every 5 minutes. And I think Antonio can attest to this, because all of a sudden I'll be like checking my phone and I'll be like, oh, I'm getting hit up.
Yeah,
like, quite a bit.
You're like, well, there's another dick pic right there.
Yeah, I think we were doing one of your Sonic streams and I got like 5.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I keep getting dick pics. And I'm like, oh, good for you, man. I think at one point we talked about like, what kind of cum do we like more?
But you know, I was sitting there and I don't know, something happened New Year's where I'm just like, I'm sick of this shit. And I think a lot of that had to do with me moving to this area because the gay culture in this area is beyond awful, which is so funny because this is an unbelievably progressive area. Like, and I mean it. Like, you have LGBT stuff up all over the place, especially as you go into Portland, to the point that I want to throw up. But it's, and that's what it surprises me because I'm like, I get hit up, and I still get hit up relatively frequently. But here's your 3 scenarios that you're gonna find on these apps, like any of them. You're going to find the flake, who the only thing that they do is they'll message you. They'll send you pics. You send them pics. You guys finally agree to link up, and then they don't show. Like, they just don't show. And FYI, this was a problem on Long Island, and I guess it was a problem anywhere you go. Because it happened to me. It happened to me a total of 3 times on Long Island, and considering the fact that I can't even count the number of people I've had sex with on my hands or my hands and feet anymore.
Damn.
The fact that it was the fact that it only happened 3 times, I think, is a good track record. Here, within my first month moving into this place, I got flaked 6 times.
Shit.
By 6 different people.
Jeez.
And it's awful. It is, and it's a really shitty feeling, too.
Well, yeah, because you're like, why not?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And that brings me into the second group of people, and that is the closet cases. Now, FYI, especially if they're younger, I'm a lot more tolerant of this. And understanding too. It's what I mean by closet cases is not necessarily you saying I'm still in the closet, because I understand people who are like, I want to take this on my own pace. I'm going to strategically approach this, And I get it, especially with younger people, that sometimes parents don't like that shit.
Yeah.
And they're stuck living with their parents for a little bit. And therefore, I don't usually judge when it comes to that. It is when these people are in their 50s, their 40s and 50s, and they are unhealthily still in the closet, like to the point that they are afraid of doing anything, even remotely gay or even just affectionate, because they're afraid that they are going to be seen as fags. Quite frankly, that's what they're really worried about, is being called that word and everything like that. Which, FYI, when it comes to the F word that I just said, I think it's funny. In the right
it's
context.
Just dudes on motorcycles, right?
Yeah, it's just guys on motorcycles. I actually do take that approach with the word, because I just think I think it can be funny, and that's just been my philosophy in general, is that no word should be taboo used in the right context. And especially for comedy, use it as
100%.
I've been listening to a lot of Tom Segura and his wife Christina Pushitsu. I love Christina Pushitsu. I love his wife. His wife is hysterical, and I love how upfront she is about everything. Like, even no matter like how disgusting it is, it's like I really admire that.
I more know Tom Segura from what's it called? Two Bears, One Cave.
Yeah, him and Bert
Kreischer.
Yeah, Bert's hysterical.
I fucking love Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
I love Bert Kreischer so much, and I cannot wait for his movie.
Yeah, he is. Isn't it The Machine?
Yeah, The Machine. Yes! Essentially, it's like the Russian mafia comes back to like enlist him for one more job, and like his dad is played by Mark Hamill.
Yeah. I'm so excited, and I love the fact that it's Bert just now.
Yeah.
And not him when he was in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think that's really funny.
I really like the idea that like he takes this story that everyone thinks is like bullshit, but apparently is true.
And knowing Bert Kreischer, I think it's true.
Yeah, I also believe it's true. And then making a sequel to that.
Yeah.
I think that's such a funny idea.
I think that's really funny. That's what Kevin Smith was trying to do with Tusk, but failed. Mm-hmm. Which I really admire. But anyways, going back to my topic.
Yeah.
So you have those really unhealthy closet cases, which they're terrifying, to be completely honest. Like I no one who's watching this is really into this stuff. But if you happen to watch this and you're a closet case, or I'm sorry, still in the closet and stuff like that, or just gay in general and looking for my tippet gay dating advice, because I hate to break it to everybody, but if you're gay and you're dating, it is different than regular dating.
Sip.
I kind of need it to talk about this. Because I've never talked about it on a stream before or any videos before, because it's a very private thing. I've talked about it with you guys before. Tons, because I love you guys.
Yeah.
But don't get involved with those type of closet cases. Don't get involved. You're just going to get hurt bad in the end. You're just going to get hurt really bad. Which brings me to the third kind, which to me is the most despicable of them all.
Ooh, I think I already know what this is. Can I guess?
Yes, I would love it if you could guess. Let's play that game. The third kind of gay guy in the Portland, Maine area.
The third kind of gay guy is the kind of gay guy who's gay but doesn't want to admit it and is married to a woman already and even sometimes has kids.
100%. So you get the point. You win, Antonio. Congratulations. You get to host the next ANP live stream.
Yes. The next AMP live stream doesn't even have me in it.
It's just a GCN stream happening on my channel for some reason.
Does that count as me getting the 6,000 subs and having to like get the OnlyFans account?
But only for a day. So you don't have to think about it too hard.
I'll only have to have the OnlyFans for a day. Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
you're gonna have to make it good then. Don't be a pussy like Markiplier. You have to go Yeah, you have to make it like the filthiest
Well, here.
content.
All right, that reminds me. Not to like get too much on a tangent with your stuff, but real quick. So I'm doing the Sonic Generations marathon race again this year.
Awesome.
And we have like our big incentives, like the $250 and the $500 one.
Mm-hmm.
Our $500 one for this year is that if some maniac, I don't know who's done it before, but some maniac who would pay $500 at once, if someone does that, we're going to release a sexy GCN calendar.
I want it.
It's gonna be me.
I want it.
And Pete and Phil for a sexy GCN calendar.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I will come to New York for the day when you guys do the shoots of that, and I will film you guys doing that.
Oh, that would be so good. That'd be so good.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this right now, and I'll make this an Adam promise.
Mm-hmm.
When do you guys plan on doing it?
Same around the same time. We're gonna be doing it from, we're gonna do June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Maybe the 26th if it bleeds into it.
Okay.
We took double the amount of days to be able to do this.
I'll save up. I'll save up.
I'll even say this too. The $250 one is our friend Jahan is very good at writing very interesting fan fiction, and we're gonna have him write a Bottles and Pete fan fiction if someone pays $250.
Oh God.
And we'll read it on stream or something like that.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it so much.
Before, he's made a fan fiction about Pete and his at the time girlfriend when he was in high school, where the canon is that Peter when the harvest moon is in the sky, his dick gets googly eyes and a Cockney accent and just starts talking.
Oh damn! I was hoping he was going to form a bulbous glandus, but then again, Pete is not. He's not an alpha, so
he's not. He is not. No. This ain't your fucking Omegaverse bullshit or whatever you fucking call it.
Oh, too bad. Too bad.
He hasn't gone there yet. He has made a fan fiction of our ex-friend Richard getting gangbanged by a bunch of chickens.
I would send that over.
Unfortunately, it was only on paper, and I think they're gone.
Cocksuckers.
I know.
Yeah, that's just the worst. This is why you should never do anything in physical media anymore.
No way. Digital only. Except when it comes to video games. I like physical video games. Anyway, back to the most despicable type of gay.
The most despicable type of gay, but no, they are the worst. They are literally the worst, and I have a bit of a personal stake in that because that happened in my family, very very close to me, to the point that, and I think he knows about this, so I can say this. My relationship with this man has never fully recovered from it, and it's so sad. It is really sad, and to the point that I made a fucking movie about it.
Yeah.
I made some terrible grief about that fucking subject. An older gay man coming to terms with the fact that he is gay, and he had cheated on his wife with another man, and how that affects her and their son. And the thing is, I wanted to treat the dad in that film as being unbelievably honorable in the fact that he knows that he did something wrong. And he knows that his life is now forever changed because of it, but he's accepting of it, meaning he's accepted that he's done something wrong, and he's taking the right course of action by manning up and saying, this is what I did. And letting her know about it. And I directed it as such, where he lets his wife explode at him and just lets her explode because she's absolutely right. And he's taking it all. And to me, that's the honorable way to do it.
Honestly, I really love the fact that he barely. I don't even think he talks at all
He
during the whole film.
says he's when she starts blowing up,
Yeah,
he doesn't say a word.
yeah, and
Not one word.
I really like that about the film. Honestly,
He just lets her explode.
yeah.
The only time he says anything is when the son storms out of the house to get out of the house because he doesn't want to hear it. And she's, of course, concerned about her son. And he says, don't go after him. He needs to be on his own. Which I think is a very man thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a very male thing. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, let me
process. Which is one reason why, quite frankly, this might sound kind of weird, but considering the fact that I'm gay, no duh, but I really do love men. I really do, because and I'll tell you why, and it's because men tend to be way more upfront about stuff, particularly, believe it or not, their feelings. When they don't necessarily will express their feelings, but they'll say, I want to be alone right now. So leave them alone. just walk away. Let them know, hey, I'm here if you need me, and just go do your thing.
And that's it. Yep. You need to be alone. I'll be here if you need me.
If you need me. And I love that. like I really do. I genuinely love that. And you know, I've made it no, judging by some of the videos that I've done beforehand, I've made it no, it's no surprise that I find masculinity in general to be unbelievably fascinating and interesting, to the point that it's almost now become the running theme of all of my works are men learning to be men. And even the shit that I like to read and watch, that tends to be a subject within it, is men being men. And so to me, loving men goes beyond just that physical, I prefer men to women. It is, I just find men so beautiful in this weird way. Like, I just love it. Like I love the aspect of masculinity where it is, and you kind of hear this joke a lot. The most common joke that you hear about this is, oh, he's got that big truck, he must be compensating for having a small dick.
Yeah.
You kind of hear that joke a lot.
Or like the loud engine, or
the loud
like
engine.
Anything where like it gives the man like a huge presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what to go off of the joke, what I love about masculinity, and it's one of my favorite things about masculinity, is that masculinity forces a man, and I will say this, a man, because you can have you have masculinity in women too, don't get me wrong, but it's just so much more prevalent in men. And masculinity, what it does is it kind of forces a man to look at himself and realize that these are my flaws. How can I make up for said flaws? How can I adjust to said flaws to better myself? Which is something that I just love and find fascinating about masculinity. The other part of it is like loyalty and pure friendship and stuff like that. And you want to know what really started this was a song. It was a song called Little Dark Age by MGMT. It was kind of a meme for a while, but not like a bad meme. It was just like, it was a good meme, and I first heard it on those. And you'll laugh, but it was a Napoleon meme.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. And
who else would it be?
Who else would it be other than maybe Teddy Roosevelt?
True. The daddy president of the United States.
To the point, I like Teddy Roosevelt so much, to the point, I can't believe I did say this on when we were recording yesterday's podcast. My name on literally all of my dating apps, including Grindr and all of them, is Mr. Teddy Bear.
Oh my god.
But
How'd you not swipe right on a name like that?
On a name like that, yeah. But to just quickly go back, and then I'll wrap this up before I get on to my next thing. Those people who cheat on their wives, and they don't want to tell their wife about it either. It's not like to me it is different because I've come into a couple of these. It was more on Long Island than here, but even here on Long Island, this happened a couple of times. I've noticed this a couple of times. The wife knows and is okay with it, which is that is an odd scenario.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very odd scenario, but at the same time, there's a couple. The one that I've come into contact here with, which I never ended up doing anything with, but he told me all the scenario. He told me everything. Is him and his wife were not. They're on good terms, but they realized that they were better friends than lovers.
Okay. Yeah.
And that they're still married. One, for the sake of their kid, which is quite common.
Yeah.
But two, the insurance stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So their relationship is essentially he can go off as long as he tells her about it to screw whatever guy he wants. Meanwhile, she's out there. She's also got her stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's far more of a marriage of convenience. And to me, I can even see a relationship like that and be like, there's a lot of respect there.
Yeah.
For the two of them.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of respect there.
And I would have to say, for them to still be, like, married and friends, and
which is wonderful.
Despite, them going off and doing... Because I've heard of so many situations where... Because that's essentially an open relationship at that point.
Yes.
I've heard of so many situations where an open relationship happens, and it never ends well.
It never does.
Never does.
And I got to tell you, in the gay community, it's huge. Monogamy is such a terrible word in the gay community.
Mm-hmm.
It is embarrassingly awful. And I think it's sad, and I really do, because to me your goal, and this is where I really get at odds with the gay community, and I've made it no secret that I have a big problem with the LGBTQ community in general. I just don't like them. I just don't. I don't like that movement. I just don't. Because they're so radically... And I use this term in the literal form, not necessarily the political form. They are so progressive and anti-establishment that to me, that takes the precedence over the, hey, let's get married thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And let's make sure that we have rights, on paper and stuff like that. So when you go to a pride parade and you catch a bunch of people literally fucking on the pavement in front of everybody, yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a genuine problem with that. And quite frankly, I think those people are degenerates. And I'm not afraid to say that because I really hate that shit. I really do. And it's like morals get thrown out the window. And then, of course, you have the conservative reaction to that, where it's like, if you're gay, you can't be moral. And I'm like, that is so wrong. That is so awful. Yeah. That is... I hate it. But
it's like, it's so... And this is for both sides, because I am politically, I'm just like, hi, I'm me. I have thoughts and feelings about everything, and I don't care which leaning it is, because I have my own thoughts and feelings, and I can think for myself. Hello. People get so... caught up in talking about their side that they forget to think for themselves, and this goes for literally anything, whether it's politics, fandoms.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely correct in that.
It's literally everything where two people can have two different opinions on how things should be. Whether it's something as big as how the country should function, or something as small as Sonic the Hedgehog's character.
Yeah, you've been coming into big contact with that because of what you've been. Yeah.
Did I tell you I got a response video?
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that should Sonic kill video that I put out.
Of course it was that one. Of course it was. Yeah.
So I found out because someone commented on the video telling me that someone made a response. Now, that video that I put out is 15 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not even. You know how long this response is?
I'm guessing an hour.
100% correct.
Yeah. Of course.
And I don't know. I don't want to badmouth him because he is perfectly entitled to his opinion. But the amount of rudeness that he presented himself with,
The
I can
rudeness?
yes, because
Yeah, okay.
I can understand, right? Like looking at my argument and being like, "No, you're just wrong." Right? And
Yeah.
like that whatever. If you think that Sonic shouldn't be the way that I think Sonic should be, that's perfectly okay because I didn't make Sonic, you didn't make Sonic. It's ultimately not our decision. But you know, we both have our opinions on how it should be. But when you're starting my video and I'm talking about stuff like, you know, hey, you could have seen this video a week earlier if you became a channel member. Do that and help support the channel, right?
Hmm.
Like that, like little blurb that I did at the beginning of the video.
Well, you do that on just about all of your
Yeah,
videos,
or I'll say it at the
as
end.
do like every normal YouTuber.
Yeah, he showed and he left this in the video. He showed himself at that point in the video, like starting it with me saying that, and he goes, "No one cares, no one cares, no one cares, no one cares." And I'm like, that's just rude. If you're going to make a
Yeah,
response video to my video, the least you could do is support the video.
right.
Even if you disagree with it, you can still support the video and just be decent. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. And FYI, I've been having that a lot with my videos because what's made my YouTube channel explode is my history videos, which makes me very happy. Even more
Yeah,
so
that's
than
your bread
Star
and butter.
Trek because that is literally my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I'm really proud of this. Last month, I made $3,000 on YouTube. I was so happy, like elated, puts
Mhm.
it politely, because I'm like, it's finally paying off.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know.
hoping I get there someday. Hopefully by the end of the year is
Well,
really my
we
goal.
also make such radically different content,
This is true.
Antonio.
You make history and Star Trek and movie video essays and stuff like that. I just make stuff about video games.
Yeah, like it's just radically different content. Which
Yeah.
I also find our demographics are really funny. How yours are pretty young, while mine are like
Yeah.
all in their 60s.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean, that
gotta
makes
tell you,
sense. You know,
a lot
I
of
essentially put out Sonic fan fiction as part of content. You know what I mean?
there you go, there you go.
And I'm not afraid to say it. It's what it is. That's what it is.
Nor should you be afraid of it because it is what it is, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like, I gotta tell you, the most of the comments that I get on my shit is a lot of a vast majority of the comments are very positive, but they're also not very descriptive. Like they're like, "This was excellent, fucking great job, great storytelling. You are my favorite one to get is
Yeah.
you are a wonderful storyteller."
I love that shit because
Yeah,
it's funny because again, it's just Sonic fan fiction, but like, you know, I put out the Sonic what if the gun raid never happened.
yeah,
And I told like a 6-part story just
hmm
based on that. And I was, you know, people are like, this is fucking awesome. Like, this is really cool that you figured this all out through the Sonic canon and like made this whole story with arcs and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, I'm really glad to hear that stuff from people. Also, another half of the comments are like requests for other ones, which I love requests, I really do. But some of them I'm just like, I don't know about that one.
I haven't had many of those. I have not had many of those. So most I've had those on was my Zulu video, and they were asking me to talk about the Boer Wars and stuff like that. And I'm like, I know of them, and sure, if I get into them a little bit more, I will. I'll
Mhm.
talk about those because that period is fascinating to me. It really is. Well, I don't think there is a period of history that isn't fascinating to me, especially when I start getting into the rabbit hole. But the thing that some of the comments that I get are really annoying, where it was like a lot of them on my Q Joe incident, the last 24 hours of World War II video, which is by far my most popular video now,
Mhm.
are actually targeted towards you, Antonio, which really irks me.
Oh.
Because and the reason why is because they're like, why the fuck would you turn this speech? Why don't you just subtitle the actual audio? You fucking retard. That was one of my things. And my response to that was well, a lot of people don't watch these; they listen to them.
Yeah.
And if I were to do that, because you're absolutely correct, normally I would subtitle it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that because I'm like, this is a 50-something minute video, and a lot of people are going to be listening to this, and my analytics say as such.
I mean, I agree. Like, if a video is, and this is what I've noticed with myself, what I've noticed with others, if a video is over 15 minutes long and someone's watching it, they're listening to it. They're not watching it.
Mm-hmm. And I pay attention to my analytics because, like, if you look at all of my history videos, more so than any of my other videos ever, they have never dipped below 25% through the entire video. They've never dipped below that, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's honestly insane.
And I'm like, this is wonderful. But then you look at where they're watching, and I'm like, most of it's on the app. And I'm like, that makes sense to me. They're driving and listening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's wonderful. But yeah, that's the number one complaint that I get. And I mispronounce a few names as well. But that one I'm like, I'm okay with. That one I understand.
It's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, there's a few of them though that are like, you're just plagiarizing other people's content. And I'm like, if I'm plagiarizing other people's content, then no movie should ever be made about this at all. Because and they're like, you're just restating what other people have already said. And I'm like, well, I'm using primary sources here, which primary sources are accounts.
Fact?
Yeah, primary sources are from the people that took part in it, right? For the most part. And I'm like, this is their accounts, and I'm quoting their accounts. So yeah. Also, and on top of that, I have the sources in the descriptions below, and I blatantly say in all the videos, if you want to learn more, they're down below. Check them out.
Also, like, it's history. How much could you possibly waver from one person to the other to talk about events that have transpired in real life?
That's just it with history. It's a big debate because the events happening are fact. How we interpret those events has shifted radically.
Okay.
And FYI, when it comes to essentially you have two camps in history. You have revisionists and then you have traditionalists. Traditionalists tend to be the more classical historians, and then you have the revisionists, which are very modern, who are like, everything in history is racist and evil, and no one is ever a good person. Mm. That's literally what revisionism is. No one, they're the type of people that go into their big target as of recently have been our founding fathers.
Yeah.
Within the United States, and I'm like, look, I know that they're flawed people,
but who?
I know that. But who the fuck isn't? And I'm like, and I have a hard time with revisionists because they go so far. And I'm like, I can't really judge these people based on my 21st century morals when they lived in the 1700s.
Yeah, it's like at a certain point you have to kind of just recognize that they had 18th century morals. So stuff like owning slaves was not seen as a terrible thing.
I know, which is terrifying. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, that's nevertheless the reality that we lived in. And you know, that's why there are some things that I'm very clearly a revisionist on. The American Civil War, I've turned into a big revisionist on, in that I stand with the fact that it wasn't about state rights at all. It was totally about slavery.
Oh, 100%.
And it was totally about that. And stuff like that, which I've shifted on. I used to be a big Southern, what is it? The Lost Cause myth? That's what it's called now, the Lost Cause mythology. I used to be a big subscriber to that. Huge subscriber. You see in my old videos, which I'm keeping up because they're still my old content, but I wore a fucking Confederate hat in all of those videos. And now I'm blue all the way. Union forever, brother. But
Union.
Yeah. But you know, I just find that really funny. And I just recently got a comment on one of the videos being like, "Nice hat, racist." And I didn't respond to it because I'm like, you're not wrong. Back then, no, you weren't wrong. I like to think I like to think that I turned into a Union Forever guy the first time I ever got fucked by a black guy. That was the moment where my racism just went out the window.
You're like, wait a minute. I know what people are talking about.
I'm not joking, Antonio. The best sex I have ever had in my life was with a black guy.
I
And,
cannot.
and that joke that once you go black, you never go back, 100% accurate.
Yeah. You're like, man, BBC turned me liberal.
I can't say liberal, but I can say
Turned me to a union sympathizer rather than
turned me into a union sympathizer. Yeah, it ended racism. I just
You're
had to
like,
have sex with a
you're
black
like,
guy.
wait a minute, that BBC real, and I'm not talking about the British Broadcasting Company.
No,
I'm talking about big black cock. Made me realize that maybe they got a point. Fuck, dude.
I knew you would get a kick out of what I was saying there. I knew you would fucking laugh your ass off at that.
Bro. Anyway, speaking of blue.
Oh, I have now. This is like 4.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be number 4 for me.
Yeah. Anyways, I have one last thing to say about this since I've been going on. What's been going on in the new year with me is I finally sat down and like I really looked intrinsically, and I discovered that there were a few things in my life that were not ruining it. That's a very strong word, but like totally negatively impacting my life. Mm-hmm. One was porn. Porn was negatively affecting me because one, I was like, I can just sit here and jerk off, and that's going to waste like a half hour of my life and watch porn. Particularly stuff on Twitter. That stuff. Because you just sort of absently scroll through it and you jerk off to whatever the fuck you want. And the other thing was, I was like, look, you're getting a lot of rejection. And you're getting a lot of rejection. You're getting a lot of no responses and stuff like that, which is fine. It's all a matter of, but yet look what you're jerking off to, Adam. And it's like you need to change something. If you really want to start going after this type of person, if you really want to start attracting this type of person, you have to change a few things in your life. And so come the new year, I started working out every day, like I still do. I've been eating considerably better, even though today sucked because they had a sale for Oreos at Walmart, and boy howdy, have I been eating Oreos all day.
Hell yeah, Oreo gang.
Which is it's really weird because it's like I started losing weight, but then I started working out, like really trying to bulk up is what I wanted, because it's like no matter what I do, just because of my body type, I'm always going to look like a big guy because I am a big guy. That's my genes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bulk up is what I want. So I stopped losing weight. But then all of a sudden I talked to my doctor, and my doctor's like, no, you're just gaining muscle. That's all
Hell
you're doing.
Yeah. Ripped Adam, let's go.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll take that. I'll take my weight if it's through muscle. That'll be fine. Even though it's not. I'm still ridiculously fat.
Hey, listen, man, we got to keep up the branding.
Yeah, fat.
Just like I gotta stay little. Just like I gotta stay little, you gotta stay fat. No, soon enough, it's gonna be Fit Man, little boy.
Yeah. But you know, it is really funny. Just because I mean I'm still pretty fat and everything like that, and I'm still really fat. I'm not pretty fat. I'm really fat, and I need to lose more weight. But like ever since I started working out, like and I mean like really working out, the amount of self-confidence I've had has gone through the roof. And especially in terms of like how I look. And that self-confidence has gone a long way. Only because, like, as crazy as some of my dating stories have had, I've been upfront and I've said, I'm not looking for a hookup. I'm looking for a boyfriend. Like, I'm looking for somebody to be with. I'm looking to really be serious about this. I've had more dates because of that self-confidence. In my opinion, this is self-confidence. In the last few months than I've had, I think, ever in my life. like real serious dates, and like not hookups. I mean, we're going out somewhere. We're gonna drink. We're gonna have a talk. Let's try to get to know each other. And it's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling. Though I will say this: there have been a couple of dates that I've been on that have been unbelievably creepy. And I'll tell you the creepiest one.
Ooh, let's go. Story time.
So, it's no shock that I tend to be more attractive to, and this actually really shouldn't surprise anyone considering what I've been talking about and what I find attractive. I'm attracted to more older men, like more mature people that kind of have their shit together, that know who they are, know what they like, and are more earthly because of it. So there was this guy that I was going on a date with. You know, he's been texting me, and I gave him my number. We're texting each other, and I'm really looking forward to meeting with him. Really nice guy, and I mean that in every way, shape, and form. He was a nice man, and I think I would have enjoyed him immensely had it continued. What he failed to tell me, oh, I'm married, and here's my husband.
Oh, no.
Right? And so I'm like, okay. And he tells me this like 5 minutes before the date.
No! What the fuck?
And you know what I go? And this shows you, and this has been my mentality with it, and I've said this to a couple of guys. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt now. Because, like, I really understand sometimes shit happens. Because it's happened to me. So I like to go, hey, I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt. Let's go through with this. Because there's been a few dates that I've been on where I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. But I want to go on it. Let's go on a date anyways.
Yeah, just...
Let's see where this goes.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And this guy shows up, and I want to say that his husband is considerably older than me. Like, grandpa age.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. But, you know, we're talking and everything like that. And then not the guy that I was talking to, his husband, starts touching me.
Oh, no.
And getting pretty handsy, right? And normally, I'd be okay with this, but not with him. Because, one, I haven't initiated it.
Yeah. And also,
two,
like, you don't really
I didn't know you existed.
Yeah, it's like you don't know him.
Yeah. And so he's touching me, and he is super creepy about it. I'm going to say this right now. Like this was getting like almost predatory levels.
Oh shit.
Like I'm like, you are a dirty old man. That is the reaction I had from this encounter. I'm like, you are a dirty old man. Now I want to say this. I'm manly enough to know that I'm like, no, this isn't. I'm not having this. And so when they offer, hey, you want to fool around? You want to fool around after? I said, nah, I think I'm going to go home.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So I went home, and I haven't talked to them since. They've reached out to me a couple of times saying, great meeting you. And I'm like, I'm not talking to you ever again.
And you're like, great meeting you, and you're like, yup, wish I could say the same.
And I feel I do and I don't, because one, he should have been a little more open about the fact that he's married to another guy. But that wasn't so much my issue. Is that guy, right? The guy that I was actually talking to, I can tell is a really sweet guy. And that's what hurts. I'm like, I can tell he's a really sweet guy, and that it's the husband that is the total controlling freak.
Yeah, he's just like a fucking weirdo.
And yeah, and again, I've never used this term before literally. It's always been joking, but this is the first time I've ever been like, you are a disgusting, perverted old man. Yeah. That was the worst one. That was the worst one that I went on. I've had a couple of them. Like there's this one. Actually, this is the one I was telling you and Jenny about, and I was kind of excited to go on for date 2 about, but I canceled it because he told me some stuff. Actually, a transsexual guy. He was a female to male transsexual, and stuff like that, and we're talking. I've never been into that per se. I've had sex with several, but it's never been anything more than let's just have fun for a night. And so this guy's messaging me, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go on a date. And it was a really good first date. Where we were going to go turned out to have closed because we were getting kind of a snowstorm. It wasn't really a snowstorm. It was snowing out.
Yeah.
And we wound up going to a sushi place, and it was great. You know, it was fun. He was fun. Really cute. Literally, I think he weighed a third of me and was like half my size. But hey, fun play toy. Am I right? But really cute. I really enjoyed it. But then he started talking to me later, and we started texting, and the amount of like quote unquote trauma that this guy had. Trauma. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're 21 years old. And he explained that like his mother died and everything like that in rather tragic circumstances. And I'm like, that's sad. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. So I understand having some trauma over that. I really can. I can. But it's when people start throwing liberally out the PTSD term that I have a lot of issues with. As talking to a guy who has seen a lot of veterans and have worked with a lot of veterans who actually have PTSD.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a term that gets thrown around too liberally. It's honestly almost like the word love. I think love doesn't mean anything anymore. But it's like PTSD, to me, it almost doesn't have a meaning anymore just because it gets thrown around so liberally. I'm like, you have trauma, trauma, I have trauma. I wouldn't call my trauma PTSD.
Yeah, because sometimes I toy around with the fact that I say that I have some form of that, even though I don't like to say it because of the, I told you, I got into a car accident where I like crashed into a tree because I fell asleep while I was driving.
Yeah.
And, I get legitimate flashbacks. Hell, there was one time I was driving home from work, right? And I literally smelled the like smoke that came from the car when, right after the crash happened. And I'm like, what the fuck, brain? Why'd you make me smell that?
Well, yeah, I still wouldn't call that
I wouldn't call
PTSD.
It that,
and again, I'm saying this as your friend,
yeah,
and as somebody who loves you to no end.
Oh, of course. I hesitate to even bring it even close to that
because I call it trauma.
Oh, 100%.
Sure, I'd call that. Yeah, like you'll laugh, but mine is being fired. That is mine. Because I've been fired twice, and it is being fired is the worst feeling in the world. It is so awful, and even if you want to leave that job, it's still awful.
It still sucks because like you didn't leave on your terms, you left on theirs. On
theirs, yeah, and it is a horrible feeling because there are still days I'll go into work. And I'm like, I'm so scared I'm gonna get yelled at today. Like genuinely, like almost trembling. Like I'm gonna fuck up, and I'm like, it's debilitating. But I'm not a pussy about it, and I'm like, I gotta work on it. Yeah. I gotta get over that fear. It is literally an irrational fear.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of have the same shit now. Like 100% relate. Like I was telling you before, like I was doing like just okay because of like work stuff, but like side stuff, it kind of goes into that thing where I do one thing wrong and then I panic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and same. Yeah. It's like you go into panic mode, and it's totally irrational.
Yeah. Because this one might be a little bit more rational, but like even still, like I'm still owning up to the fact of like I screwed up, so whatever happens, it's coming to me. You know what I mean?
Right. No, to get back what I was saying with him is I was like, it's gotten to the point where it's like he's living with his grandparents, and it's quite clear that his grandparents don't like the fact that he's transsexual and that he's taking testosterone and all that crap and the stuff that they go through. And he says, I'm saving up and I'm going to live in a van for a year. and I'm going to then buy my own land, and I'm going to start really living off the land and stuff like that. And first off, that's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. Buying land, buying your own house, which is what I'm doing, by the way. I'm totally saving up, and I'm like, that's my next step in life. Is I'm getting a small house and I'm getting some land so I can fucking hunt on my own goddamn land.
Hell yeah, let's go.
That is my goal, but the thing is like, he was telling me about that, and I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm just like, dude, don't live in a van for a year. Don't do that. That is such a terrible idea. And then on top of that, I'm like, he still doesn't have his license per se.
So he's gonna live in a van, no license?
Yeah, and I'm like, look, you're 21 goddamn years old. Get your license, even if you don't have a car.
Yeah.
I didn't have a car forever, but I had my driver's license. You know? Because, yeah, it pays off to have your driver's license. It really does.
100%.
And I was a designated driver for, not you guys, but some of my friends in college, because I didn't drink too much. I was usually the designated driver.
Even not even just designated driver, but like for a long time, like back in like early college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like early college because that's around the time I got my license. I got it when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, I was the only one in my friend group, or one of the only few people in my friend group that was able to drive.
Yeah.
So guess who drove? Everyone.
Yeah.
And especially when I would have GCN sessions, and we would like record the Let's Plays back when we used to do that. You know, I used to have to drive like Pete or Mike like to and from home.
Right.
And it was like that for a long time until they were able to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, man, this is annoying.
Oh, it totally is. It totally is. But at the same time, I was like, I did that to you guys because I didn't have a car when I was on Long Island. I had my license though, so if you guys said, Adam, can you drive? I would have been like, yeah, I can drive.
Yeah. And honestly, like at that point, like it was because it was happening so much at that point that made it annoying. Whereas, like, you know, if I have to come pick you up from the train or even like your place, like, I don't care.
Oh, I get an Uber. You know, most of the time when I had to do that and it was beyond walking distance, I just got an Uber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, But anyways, this guy was telling me stuff, and there's some stuff that he said that, like, he said he has PTSD over gunshots because he was in a store when it got mugged or when it got robbed, and I'm like, did the gun go off? And he's like, no, and I'm like, then come on. And I'm sorry, that's a part of me. I have some issues with that. He had a lot of trauma over that, but believe it or not, all of that stuff I was willing to overlook. I really was, because I'm like, whatever, it's him. Plus, I know he's transsexual, and I know a lot of the shit that goes with that, such as he was talking about his body dysphoria, and I'm like, that is completely understandable.
100%.
Yeah, and that stuff, I'm like, absolutely, I understand, because he was very particular, and I love how he was upfront with me about this, too. He was like, look, the first time, if we get to this point, but the first time we have sex, know that I'm not going to take my shirt off. And I said, okay, I understand. I got you. And I loved how upfront he was about it. Yeah. It was the whole living in a van down by the river thing that that totally made me go, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work because I'm like, you have good ideas, but you don't understand what is going to have to go into said ideas. Like, I'm like, you're having a hard time keeping a 9-to-5 job right now. And congratulations, Martin, on watching Cocaine Bear. I'm actually taking somebody on a date to go see that.
You'll have to tell me how it is, because I'm curious about it. I heard it was just okay.
I think I'm going to love it.
Though I also heard that another fucking tangent, but that's just our fucking lives.
Yeah.
Saw Megan.
The robot lady.
Yeah, the robot girl. And, you know, I heard from people, it's like, it's a little bit better than you would expect, because it's not just some, like, dumb fucking horror movie that came out in January. Like, it's actually, like, not bad. But all I heard was, like, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, I watched it, and I'm like, this was actually pretty good. got a little ridiculous at the end, but you know what? It was fun.
Yeah. It's like Psycho Gore, man.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, what do you expect from a movie about called Cocaine Bear?
It's also like, it's a Blumhouse horror movie, so like of course there's gonna be a little bit of that like ridiculousness with it.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. As long as I go into the movie with the mindset of I know what I'm getting.
Yeah,
I tend to enjoy it more. I tend to have a better time. But anyways, this guy just doesn't comprehend the fact that he's 21 and he's still, to me, he was acting like a 16-year-old. I was like, this isn't going to work. And to me, I think I made the right decision with him because of his reaction when I told him my concerns. And that was, he took them unbelievably personally. He went on a tangent about how horrible of a human being I was, and then blocked me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I said, yep. This was a person who is emotionally still a 16-year-old, and clearly cannot rationally take this criticism. Which, FYI, that's a problem we all have, is taking the criticism.
Oh.
I've always had that problem. That has always been my biggest flaw. In my humble opinion, that has always been my biggest flaw, is that I get criticism and I just take it personally, even though it's not. And let me tell you, that has been the number one thing, personality-wise, that I've been working on, is being like, do not take those comments personally. Do not take your manager saying, hey, you need to really focus on this more. This is how we do it. Don't take it personally. He's trying to genuinely help you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still going to be a problem. I know it's going to be a problem my entire life. It will be.
Yeah.
But it's something that I've been trying really hard to work on, and stuff like that. So 2023 has essentially it's been the year of I'm going to try my best to improve myself and make myself a better human being.
Yeah.
That's what it's all been. But
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Even the taking criticism thing, mine is the same. Where, taking criticism, I would take it personally. But also in the sense of like, so like, say like you were like, oh, this shot was like not the greatest, like it was shaky, it was whatever, and I would take that as, well, I suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really relatable.
I would just be like, man, guess I'm a terrible filmmaker. Why do I even try?
That's just it. And I'm trying to really not do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's my whole attitude thing too I've been really desperately trying to work on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a lot of things. So the working out, the eating a little better, stuff like that. Yeah. But this is the first time I've ever talked about any of this shit on a stream. FYI, this is the first time I've ever really talked about any of this. Really.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Good, deep conversation. Wanted to address some of these comments before we get into the meat and cream of this actual stream, which is actual Reddit 50/50, which is what I have actually been drinking ridiculously.
We're the masters.
We are the masters of Reddit 50/50. We have to do at least one Reddit 50/50 one a year, because I was looking up my thing and I was like, oh, that was a year ago? Just about? Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Actually, the other one, too, where I'm like, we have to play it again, is COD Zombies. Because that was a year ago.
What? When we, like, reattempted?
When we reattempted it and got to like, round 15 or something like that. It has been a year.
The zombies into the fucking hallway?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
It has been over a year. That was in January.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh, I'm such an old man.
Oh, shit.
I'm such an old man.
We're gonna be fucking 27 in April.
Boy, you know what? That's what made me go, Antonio, no fucking joke. That is what made me go, I have to find a boyfriend. I'm sick of being single.
Oh. Sorry, it's 9:30.
The music's not playing. Never mind.
No,
so we won't
it was
dance.
on vibrate.
We won't dance. I've got a good buzz. I've got a good buzz going on right now.
Me too.
This is actually a very comfortable buzz.
I'm pretty good. I'm like erring on the side of tipsy. Like if I probably had like one more shot, I'd be tipsy.
We might want to do that. We might when we get into Reddit 50/50. So I'll hold off. I'll hold off on finishing this until then.
Also, to talk about what Martin has said, because I'm also looking at chat. Megan was definitely better than the Child's Play remake. That's for sure, 100%. The Child's Play remake was fucking awful.
Even though, yeah. I actually wanted to address a couple of these comments up there that were happening. Tommy says, "Hey man, you're a great person. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you find someone soon. You really are a good person, and I genuinely can see you with somebody." Oh, thank you. That genuinely puts a smile on my face. Thank you very much.
And that's genuinely correct. I feel the same fucking way.
Well, that's just it. And I go this, and I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn. But here's the thing is, I have genuinely, in my dating life, have felt 3 times a genuine affection, physically and emotionally, towards people, to the point that I can now go, I know what that feeling is. I know what that feeling feels like. Where it's gotten to the point that if I go on a date with people, and this is why I haven't been successful with my dates thus far, it's because that feeling was not there. So it all comes down to that. Like, I'm talking with this guy right now. I really am. And this guy I have that feeling with. That feeling has sparked. I mean, it's minor, but I can still feel it. So I'm like, I'm really going to take this seriously. And it's to the point where it's like, I know what that feeling is. And when I find it, or when something comes across, when I have that feeling again, I'm going to pursue it. So that's what it's been. But yeah, thank you, Tommy. Godzilla Kiru says, luckily, I'm not a closet case with my bisexuality, except my trans guy side. Oh yeah, I remember that. I totally have forgotten that you were transsexual, at least in terms of that. I'd have to know the person who I'd be interested in very well before I'd come out and ask them out and everything like that. Yeah, that's just it. It's like I'm not out. I mean, clearly I am. I'm talking about it on the stream. But I'm not out. I'm out to the point that if somebody asks, I go, yeah, I am. I don't go out of my way to talk about it.
Yeah, you're really not the type of person to go out and be like, guess what, everybody, I'm gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not that kind of guy, and it has nothing to do with the self-conscious side of it. It has nothing to do with being afraid of being outed. It is totally 100%. That's just none of your business.
Yeah, it's like if I want you to know, you'll know.
You'll know. Yeah, you'll know.
And like I remember, I think the way that I literally found out is that we were sitting in the cafeteria at our college. And I think you were just talking about like how sexy this guy was, and like
first off, you didn't have to say anything else, because the moment you go, I think it was in the cafeteria, and you say those words, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
Oh shit. Yeah. So like you were just genuinely talking about like how sexy like some guy was, and like what he would do to you and what you do to him and some shit like that. And I just kind of got the gist of like, Adam's gay? All right.
He's a raging homosexual. Yeah, I'm sure you've been told how Jim and I met.
No.
Oh.
I actually don't know.
And listening to Jim tell the story is really funny.
Okay.
But I'll tell my version of it, and then we'll move on. So we met at a party. We officially met at a party. And FYI, I'd seen him twice in a history class that was at college. And both times I'm like, this guy is totally my type. He is a total weirdo. He's kind of geeky, kind of nerdish, but yet he's wearing camouflage, and boy, how did that go straight to my loins. And this is before I knew even his name. I didn't know who he was or anything. So then I noticed that he was hanging out with friends that I was hanging out with, and I'm like, okay, Okay. I am at this guy's birthday party. Shit-faced. Gone. Mark Shoppy was there too, and we were both just gone. And I can't remember if he sat down next to me just because we were sitting on a couch, or if I plopped down next to him. I think it would be funnier if I plopped down next to him. But I remember looking at him straight in the face, and I was, you got a picture like the drunkest Adam ever. Hey, you're really cute. like you're hot. I'd fuck you. And you know what the thing was? Jim thought I was joking. To the point that when I went to him the next day and went up to him and I went, dude, I'm really sorry about what I said at the party. He was like, oh, no, you're cool. It was all just a joke and everything. I'm like, yeah, okay. I do think you're hot, though. And then I walked away.
Amazing twist.
Yeah. But that was essentially how we met. But
that is,
I don't have those feelings at all anymore. FYI, but like Jim is like literally one of the best friends I've ever had, and everything like that. It's just really fucking funny that's how we officially met, was me shit-faced and hitting on him.
That is so much of a more glamorous story than how I met the group. I was sitting in the cafeteria. It was like my third day at Five Towns. And I'm sitting there all lonely, and I'm like, man, I don't have any fucking friends here. And then I hear Steve talking about Game Grumps, and I'm like, you guys like Game Grumps?
There you go.
And then the rest was history.
There you go.
And
well, I gotta tell you,
real quick, the funniest part, the majority of our friend group, I'm talking Matt, Jenny, at the time Alex, at the time Robin, shows you how long ago that was. For the longest time, I'm talking like until like your guy's senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know their names at all.
There's a few people that I've had that with. Not with this friend group, but there's a few people that I've been associated with where I'm like, I don't know your name at all, but I like you.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
And it's the type of thing where it's like, I'm so far into like hanging out with you and being like friends with you that I feel like it would just be weird if I'm like, by the way, what's your name?
I love how you get self-conscious over that too, because I freak out over that all the time. Where I'm like, I should know your name, but I can't remember your name.
You, though. You. I knew your name before you even knew I existed.
That tends to happen with me.
And I've told you this story a million times. I saw Pineapple. I saw you receive your award for the audience choice for that. And in that particular moment, I was like, I need to work with him.
It's just really funny. Like I gotta tell you, there's two things that like I really regret about Five Towns College. One was that I didn't know you sooner. Yeah, that was one of it. But a part of me is also like, I'm glad I didn't know you sooner. Because look what happened because we didn't know each other, and then what has come since we've known each other.
Then,
you know,
yeah.
You know, it's like, had anything changed, who might have known? We might have had a huge falling out in that time, or something like that. We might not be friends right now had we known each other a bit earlier. It's one of the butterfly effect kind of things. It's like, what if I didn't?
Who knows what would have been different?
In fact, my first real interaction with you was I didn't like you because you stole Lucas from me on a project.
What's funny is that I interacted with you sooner than that, and you didn't even know it.
No.
Is that it was like the first film project I ever had to do at that college. And I was on a film shoot with John and like 3 other people, and you came in to help us set up a shot and lighting, and I genuinely thought you were one of the teachers.
Yeah. That's what happens.
And I'm like, and then when I found out, like, when I saw your film at like the Luminaries, I was like, wait, he's a student?
I'm just a freak. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Because like no joke, Antonio, like you are literally one of the best friends I've ever had. Like if I had to make a tier, you are on the top 3. Like I just love you to no end. And
Same to you, my guy.
And like I look back and I'm like, I wish I knew you sooner. But another part of me is like, I'm glad I didn't, because look at our friendship that has come since then. Like seriously, like
it has been nothing but a chaotic mess. And I love it.
I gotta tell you, in 2022, Antonio, and this is be me getting real, and then we'll actually go on to fucking Reddit 50/50, because finally, you, when I was really down and I just lost my job and everything like that, and you said, Adam, come over, let's just hang out. That was like the moment where I literally like I left you and I went back to my apartment. I laid down and I said, I think I genuinely love this man, like genuinely love you. And to quote Stewie Griffin from that amazing episode of Family Guy where they get trapped in the bank vault together.
Yeah.
I love you in a way where I simply could not live without you. Like, not in a romantic way, but just utter love.
That means so fucking much.
Yeah, and I mean it so much, because I hardly ever say that to anybody. Like, I'm just like, most people I just go, yeah, you're fun. And stuff like that, but I don't really. But no, it was when that happened where I was like, and a lot of that was coming because I was like, I'm probably going to be moving within the next couple months. And everything like that, and stuff like that, and it's all it just hit me then like a fucking, like somebody had literally a bag of bricks and just hit me over the head with it. I was like, how much I genuinely love like you, and in particular Jenny. It was you and Jenny where it really hit hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, wow. And that's something too, and it's a can of worms where it's like you can love somebody dearly like that, and it's not romantic.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I have that too. Definitely.
100%. I really should stop drinking that.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll go down with you.
All right. Well, we'll actually get into Reddit 50/50 right now, actually.
Hell yeah. It's a good thing I'm drinking then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say though, I've heard recently that Reddit 50/50 is not as cool as it used to be.
That's what I heard too. So
one, because the true stuff isn't a thing anymore.
True is not a thing anymore, which is very sad.
And also second, it's really hard to get the bad stuff when Live Leak doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, this is very true.
Finally got shut down.
Oh, that's so terrible. But yeah, I have heard about that because I was genuinely looking into it, because I was like, that first time we played Reddit 50/50 has not been topped.
Oh, no, definitely
like,
not.
It was so funny because, like, I was getting kittens and you were getting a person getting hit, or vice versa. And it was like, it was the funniest shit, you know? But let me try to set... Sorry, let me try to set this up.
Hard.
This is a lot more difficult, kind of tipsy than I thought it would be.
Listen, man,
what is it?
I've been dubbing stuff all day.
Yes.
And playing Kingdom Hearts.
Playing Kingdom Hearts?
I need this. Yeah, because a little behind the scenes. There's a lot of grinding I have to do for Kingdom Hearts for the stream tomorrow. Because to unlock the secret ending of that game, one of the requirements, because I'm playing on standard instead of proud, which is normal to hard mode essentially, because I'm playing on normal mode, one of the requirements to get the secret ending is that I have to defeat 9,999 of the enemies. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. I fucking hate this garbage. And then the dubbing thing, I had to send a company my lines, and that just kind of turned into a whole thing.
Yeah, that I believe, because those never go.
I'm gonna get on Wiki Feet.
Yeah, your foot's in the frame.
Oh, sick!
No.
Take a look at these grippers.
Hobbit feet.
Whatever. I ended the podcast with that, so like I'm already there.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't know if you've seen any of my footage yet.
No, I have not.
It's that I'm gonna warn you, and I'm going to ask you to please do not put this in the episode. So
oh, no.
as we said, you weren't wearing a shirt.
I was not.
I
It
was not
confirmed.
wearing
I had no shirt on that entire episode.
At one point, I'm not kidding, I posed like this. And I'm like, I looked at myself and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
So I might see some shit that I'm not supposed to see.
You might see a little bit of bulge. And I'm not going to lie. I feel bad for Jenny because Jenny was able to see me the whole time.
You're so dumb.
Oh, like, uh-oh.
Oh, it's one of those things, but this is why I would never wear a dress, truly, because I'm like, I would totally forget that I need to keep my legs crossed the entire time, and I'd be like, fucking let them hang out.
Let the whole hang out.
All right, Antonio, I'm going to share my screen with you
right.
on Skype so we can see the same shit together, since, unfortunately, Reddit 50/50 True is no longer a thing, which is so sad.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. It really is. There it is. I'm going to start sharing. I have my window open to show everybody in case it's something that's not crazily NSFW.
Yeah.
If it's not crazy NSFW, I'll show it to you guys. But, yeah, so.
I'm excited.
Here we go, cuteness.
Let's get some juicy gore, all right?
So we're getting a juicy steak or leg cut in half by chainsaw.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Wait, before you click it.
Yeah.
What do you think it is based off of this blurred image?
My gut says steak.
What's funny is my gut says leg. It's a steak! It's a steak! And boy, howdy does that look like it would make me sick?
You want to know why I said steak? It was because of this here.
You figured that was like the blood of the meat?
Yeah, like I really did think like this here was part of a plate and that it was too brown.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm like, ugh, yeah. First, I haven't had a good steak in forever. I'll tell you that.
I actually cannot eat steak anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't think I ever told you.
No.
It's not super strict. Like sometimes I'll cave, but for the most part, I've become pescatarian. If
fuck is
I
that?
have, it's essentially like you don't eat meat, but fish is an exception.
Ah, okay.
So essentially, if I have the option to not eat meat, I will not. And that's where I've kind of been.
So what you're telling me is that you're Hitler, because that was Hitler.
Yes, I am Hitler. Hello.
That's.
Let me tell you a couple
That's the
things.
YouTube short clip promoting the stream. Yes, I am Hitler.
Let me tell you a couple things that I think about the state of our country. No. So yeah, I usually don't eat meat. Mostly, not even because like I'm trying to like lose weight or anything. Like that's part of it. But it's mostly because red meat, especially, just kind of makes me sick at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll
You want to know what's something interesting? My father said the same damn thing.
It's the kind of thing where it's like, You know how I'm lactose intolerant, right?
Of course.
And
We've made many jokes about this.
yeah, and like I'll eat ice cream and then like I'll have the shits for like the rest of the day, right? Red meat does the same thing to me. And it honestly, it's kind of worse, to the point where I will be way more willing to give up red meat than dairy.
I'm glad I'm not like that, or at least I hope I don't develop that. Because boy, howdy, do I love my red meat.
I don't know if it happened from like these like ticks that apparently make you allergic to fucking red meat, or like if it's just because my stomach is like, stop. But like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But my father has said the same damn thing, in which I called him a pussy. Well, to his face. I'm like, I guess I'm a big old raging. He was like, I tell you what, Adam. As I get older, it's harder for me to eat red meat, and I'm like, that's because you're a fucking pussy, Tim.
Look at me. I'm a big old raging pussy.
I'm a big old raging pussy.
I don't know. I have to say it like fucking Richard Nixon. But
I don't know why either, but that's what comes to mind when I say it too. So like, I gotta say it like Richard Nixon. I'm a big old. Anyways, let's go on to this next one. So the next one is a red carrot, safe for workplace, or the worst case of radiation on a human. I'm betting radiation.
I think so too, because I don't see a single shred of fucking red in that fucking blur.
No, so yeah, it's the radiation one.
Oh my!
Yeah, I've seen this one. This is a genuinely sad story.
I think I have seen that. Like,
look it up. Look it up. He's Japanese.
Ago.
I think he's Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was like they couldn't kill him. You know, because it's like, despite the fact that he's like agonizing over it, it's like they couldn't kill him. And a part of the reason why they couldn't kill him is because they wanted to see what happens.
It's the worst case of radiation on a human.
You know what's funny?
What?
There it is.
This actually isn't him.
That picture isn't him?
No, apparently it's not. I've heard a couple people talking about it in like YouTube videos. Supposedly that picture actually isn't of him, and there was actually no pictures of him taken, and this is like a different case. But
so
it's like
I bet you then, if that's the case,
similar enough that people mistake it for that a lot. Supposedly, I don't know if that's like a fact, but that's what I heard.
If that is the case, then what I'm guessing is that this is a burn victim, because that's essentially what radiation does to you. Is it melts your skin like a burn victim does.
Yeah.
But I know the story. Yeah,
the Hisashi Ochi is that guy saying.
Hisashi Ochi, he worked in a nuclear power plant. He got exposed to the most radiation ever in human history. It happened on the 30th of September, 1999, and he was kept alive for 83 days. He is also alive on this picture. See, this person thinks is his picture.
Yeah, it's real.
He was kept alive even when his skin was gone, and he was crying blood.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I gotta tell you, fucking radiation sickness. And I've been working on the Godzilla saga a lot lately. This story inspired me a lot, because I'm like, a lot of Godzilla stuff, they really play down the radiation. The only movie where they really play up the radiation is the first one.
Yeah, because that's like the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that's like the whole point of the movie. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna play that up like fucking mad.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite lines I've ever written, ever in anything, was this character saying, "Godzilla is terrifying not because of the destruction he leaves in his wake; it's what he leaves behind him."
Oh, yeah.
Like that's. But anyway,
radiation is no fucking joke, man.
Fucking terrifying.
It's oh my god.
Oh man, it is. It is one of the scariest things. You want to want the scariest series ever made? Is Chernobyl.
I've heard. I don't even think I can watch
God.
it.
It is. Antonio, do watch it. Do watch it. Seriously, watch it. It is. I'm not kidding. It is my favorite thing that's come out since Shin Godzilla. It is so fucking good. That first episode alone, Antonio, if you don't watch any other episode, that first episode alone is perfect. It is perfect. Like, there's not one thing wrong with it. And as a historian, it's unbelievably historically accurate.
Shit.
which
All
makes
right.
it even more terrifying.
Yeah, that like this is.
They didn't have to embellish.
Yeah.
In fact,
this is
I
the real
loved
story.
listening to the podcast that was coming out with every episode. They said we had to tone some shit down.
Oh my god, that's the
Yeah.
worst.
And I'm like, cheers to that, brother.
Speaking of things that are no joke, I think that 5th shot might have been a mistake.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that too. But
I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling.
All right. Anyway,
This is just slowly turning into Adam being an ASMR show because I am really close to this mic right now.
oh wait, hold on.
That just
you like it?
no, I don't like that. And the reason why I don't like that is because I think I'm in like an Everyman Hybrid episode or something.
Yeah, I'm.
Or Marble Hornets. I should say Marble Hornets because I've been watching Marble Hornets.
Oh, dude, you've been watching? Have you? Oh, dude.
I'm halfway through season 1.
Awesome, dude. Dude, you have to talk to me about it when you finish.
I will. Absolutely.
Have you been watching To the Ark along with it?
No.
You should.
Okay.
Literally, the best way I could go about telling you how to watch it, go.
Oh, yes.
Watch-
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. To the Ark is that other channel. Yes,
Okay,
I have been.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
I'm sorry. I'm still really iffy with names.
Yeah. Okay.
When it comes to that. But yeah, admittedly I've been watching it with Nightmind's video hand in hand with me.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Because admittedly it was I had to do this with Everyman Hybrid too, which in my opinion Everyman Hybrid is even crazier.
100%. To the point where it's like kind of overly complicated.
Yes, I would agree. But yeah. Anyways,
I wish there was a new, because I feel like there hasn't been a new good ARG series.
no, but there's been
like-
a really good analog horror one, and that is The Winter of '83 by Linkara of all people.
Really?
Yeah, I loved The Winter
I'll
of
have to
'83.
watch it. Because the last analog horror thing I've watched was the Mandela Catalog, and I kind of fell off that hard.
Yeah.
Mostly because Mandela Catalog got so popular and so many fucking people just copied it.
Yeah.
And also like I didn't fall off of this one. Like if they came out with a new episode, I'd watch it frame one, but also the Walton Files as well.
I've heard of the Walton Files.
It's good. I like it. Some just tout it as like, oh, it's a FNAF analog horror series, but it's not. It takes inspiration from FNAF, but it's not FNAF. It's really good. It's probably my favorite analog horror series currently is the Walton Files. The Mandela Catalog has been kind of beaten to death. So, unfortunately, it's of no fault of the creator. The creator's just doing what he does, and people are just copying him, and unfortunately, it's just kind of making the tropes tired. But yeah, I haven't watched like a good YouTube horror series in quite a while.
Do check out The Winter of '83. I know it's by Linkara, and I have a lot of problems with Linkara.
I mean, me
Genuine
too,
problems.
but I can separate art from artist.
But The Winter of '83 was pretty fucking good.
Speaking of analog horror, there is a movie that came out recently that I really want to watch.
Martin Casper. I'm sorry. I really need to address this comment.
Go ahead.
The elephant's foot is the most terrifying photo ever in human history.
The elephant's foot?
Yes, it's in the bottom of Chernobyl.
Oh.
It is where the stuff got so hot it became molten and it melted through the floor, and they found it in this basement, melted through there, and it is so radioactive that the people that found it got sick within 15 minutes.
Holy shit.
And everyone tasted iron. I say this in the Godzilla saga all the time. Is people started tasting? You start tasting iron when you're around a fuck ton of radiation. You taste iron. And so I put that as a little detail in my thing. But in order for them to get it's so radioactive. In order for them to get a proper fragment from it, they had to shoot it with an AK-47 and grab one of the splinters that flew furthest away. because they could not get closer.
Holy shit.
And speaking of that, this is the last thing I'll say on it. There is footage taken by the scientists at Chernobyl the day after the reactor the reactor exploded, where nobody in the town knows how bad the situation is because the government's not saying anything. Like, they're just going about their day like it's a normal day. But if you watch the film that was shot, you'll notice it is unbelievably grainy, and it's because the radiation is fucking the film.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shit.
Anyways.
Anyway, back to the film I was talking about, then we'll go back to the 50-50. There's an analog horror movie that came out recently that I've seen in some theaters. Yeah. At least I've heard that it was kind of analog horror. I haven't seen the movie for myself yet, but I want to see it. It's called, or it at least takes inspiration. It's called Skinamarink.
I don't think I've heard of this at all.
So the concept of the movie, which is all I know about it for right now, is that these two brothers, like they're children, they get tucked in by their dad and they go to sleep. They wake up, their dad is gone, as well as all of the windows and doors in their house. And that's the movie. And I've heard that this movie is fucking amazing. And I really want to see it. I've seen Megan recently, and I just recently saw the new Puss in Boots movie. Which, by the way, fucking stellar.
So I've heard that it's really good.
Let me tell you, man, about the fucking Puss in Boots movie. The villain in that movie, who is Death, yeah. I have, from like an animated film, mostly for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have not felt a feeling of dread when it comes to a villain in that type of movie, like I felt with Death. Every time, he doesn't even have to be on screen for very long. All you have to do is hear his whistle, and that's enough.
Oh, I love it when villains have that.
Like,
you're gonna laugh, but The Walking Dead had that with Negan's crew.
Yeah.
Before Negan turned into a fucking joke, because of course it did. It's The Walking Dead. But you all you would hear in The Walking Dead is you'd hear those two notes, and you would freak out.
Oh my god!
They're coming.
There's one scene in the movie, and this one kind of got memed. But there's one scene in the movie where Puss in Boots does something that's good for the people, and they start cheering for him again, after all this time of not hearing that because he was a house cat for a while because he's scared to lose his last life.
Right.
And he starts being yes, courtesy of Puss in Boots, and he's happy. He's the cheers are going. He's feeling it, and then all you hear is just. And then you see Death.
I know the meme.
Yeah,
There's been
Death.
so many good. There have been so many good.
So good.
Yeah, I believe that. There's a lot of memes and meme music, even where I'm the music in the scene that's being memed is phenomenal, but it's just funny because it's memed. There are so many good history memes on that Puss in Boots scene.
I've had 2 memes made about me with that scene.
Oh, I love it. Let me guess. It's from the GCN Out of Context.
It's he made them. One was suggested by actual GCN member Phil. Yeah. Where it was one of them was me celebrating that I completed Shadow the Hedgehog, and then it goes.
Oh, you did?
No, I haven't completed it yet.
Oh, damn it.
But saying when I do, and then it cuts to Death doing the whistle, and it shows him. It just says "Cave Story."
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah. I'm like, that's good.
Oh man. You know, this is going to sound really weird, only because I kind of saw myself in the preview window. I know I've been bulking up, only because, I'm not kidding, I've never seen my Adam's apple before. And I can see my Adam's apple now.
It is Adam's apple.
It is my apple. With some green apple bourbon, too.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's all. That's it.
Well, let's see. Is this going to be a lovely field of poppies or a woman trapped in a machine?
I'm going to say a woman trapped in a machine.
I don't want it to be, but I think it is too. This doesn't look like a field of flowers.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No! Oh, that poor lady. She's dead.
Oh yeah,
That poor lady. She's dead.
look, you can see her hand has been completely disintegrated.
Yeah.
You can see her neck is eviscerated.
Yeah.
Of course, it's somewhere in Asia.
Well, you don't know. That could also be. She looks kind of Hispanic.
Poppy fields have always made me feel all warm inside.
That's so. That. Oh my god! Is that the lore? Like, do people in the comments of these Reddit posts act like it's the good one, no matter what?
I think that is.
That's awesome.
That's really funny.
Oh,
that poor woman.
That poor lady.
How did she get in this scenario though?
It is kind of weird, cause like, I guess she just got pulled in, right? Like that's
She
how
probably
it
got pulled
happens.
in. Yeah, but, I'm not kidding though. This doesn't look like a machine that would pull her in though.
What machine is this?
What is this machine?
Like I see like bars and piston. Like what is this?
I see no damage to her brain. So
I
she's
think
fine.
she's doing fine. Oh, that's so terrible.
That's so terrible. I love some of these comments on Reddit.
It's just so like unbelievably morbid.
So, a man falls while playing football and hits his head on the concrete and breaks his skull, or a perfect Wednesday drawing.
I'm gonna go Wednesday. This looks like a piece of paper.
Because it's black and white, and I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Ew.
And by the way, that's not perfect.
No, not even. Oh no! I get it. It's not a perfect Wednesday drawing. It's like that perfect man, like that perfect human face, like mold that like Photoshop surgeon uses.
Yes. Okay.
I love the yes, no.
Yes. Okay.
I love the one person that's like, that's Monday, bruh. That's funny. Shit.
All right, next one. Red velvet cake, or half a man's face gone due to cancerous tumor.
It looks like it's gonna be the man.
I'm going to go red velvet cake. I'm going to put my foot down and say it's that. So,
I think it's the man. I don't think it's red enough to be a cake. And also, yeah. Oh my god.
Wow, how did that happen?
Shit, dude.
You know what that looks like? That was a road accident. He got hit on the road, and his face got dragged on the pavement.
It says that it was because of a cancerous tumor.
Oh, it's because of his cancerous tumor, you fucking retard. All right, yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess they just had to remove that fucking face.
Tried to be Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad.
That's mean. That's awful.
Oh, that's awful.
That's so terrible.
But that's a cancerous tumor. I feel, that poor guy.
That sucks.
That's so awful.
But dude.
Me too.
But dude, hear me out.
Yeah.
He has a promising career to play Two-Face in every Batman movie.
every Batman film. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. He can do all the voices too.
Yeah.
He can provide the good mocap. Yep. Yeah. Think about all the royalties he can get from like Halloween masks too.
Yeah, like this
guy's got a good career
because of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not all terrible. Red sweater or bloody woman's naked torso?
Honestly, I don't know with this like blurred image.
I'll go with the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say that that is a red sweater.
Something tells me it's a red sweater too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a red sweater.
It is a red sweater.
Good.
Burned remains of cosmonaut. This is the I already know that this is what that is.
Oh,
and or a squirrel monkey. And the reason why is because I've seen the burned remains of cosmonaut Vladimir Kazimaro, or however you pronounce his name. And boy howdy, it is one of the saddest stories I've ever read.
Shit.
Because he knew this is what was going to happen when he went up into space.
And still did it.
And they still made him do it. He didn't go up willingly. They made him do it at a point of a gun.
That's terrible.
Because that's what the Soviet Union fucking did.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look.
I already know that that's what it is. Yep. That's what it is.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like a fucking person anymore.
It's not. It's the charred remains of what was left. And his radio, I don't think the recording exists, but the transcript does, of his radio call as he was coming back down to Earth and saying, "I'm going to die. This is your fault."
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is one of the most disturbing things I've ever read.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the Soviet Union. What they did. So terrible. So terrible.
Holy fuck. All right.
A severe case of gangrene on a penis. I bet you that's what it is. Or a delectable chocolate moose pie.
That is not a chocolate mousse
pie. That is not a moose pie. That is definitely a penis.
Bit. All right, let's see.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I need some eye bleach.
Wait, there's a r/I blech?
Uh-oh.
What's I blech?
Extreme daddy spank my ass harder level spanking. Oh my God. Oh, it's a video. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh! He's getting whipped.
Ooh! Stop it!
Oh no. Wow! I love a good spanking in sex.
That's a bit much.
That's a bit much. As soon as a lot of blood gets involved, and I mean like blood like that, where it's like it's clear the skin has been.
Yeah, it's just a visceral.
Yeah, it's like that's not enjoyable for me anymore. I won't lie, and this is an Adam hot take. I enjoy a little blood, but it's got to be the right type of blood. Like for example, if I'm gonna be, which FYI, I love how we've made the joke on both in what are we talking about in this show and this A&P stream that I'm a sub bottom. Boy howdy, has that flipped on its head. I am now such a dom top, it's not even funny. But in terms of like ass blood and stuff like that, no, I'm not okay with that. I'm not. I don't like that at all. But in terms of hey, I'm gonna bite your lip a little.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And it's gonna draw a little bit of blood. That's hot as fuck. That's hot as fuck. All right, you know. All right. Okay, let's get back to fucking Reddit 50/50, shall we? Not talking about Adams.
You don't want to get a little eye bleach? We're just going to go straight into it?
Yeah, we're going to go straight into this. I don't need eye bleach.
Picture of a bus or a bus crash. Some would argue that's the same thing.
Bus crash. It's a bus crash. All right.
I think I've seen this one already. No, I have not.
What's up with the music? Don't you open up that window. Oh, my God.
But hold on. Play it one more time. Look at the way this dude flies out the fucking window. It's kind of comedic in a way.
It is. It's like a Buster Keaton skit.
Yeah, it does look like a Buster Keaton skit.
Nothing crazy on that one. Yeah, nothing crazy on that one.
I'm sure it sucked to be in that situation, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny to watch.
It is kind of funny to watch. Yeah. So a video of a guy proposing on the street or a woman getting hit by a tram. I'm gonna go with the girl. Getting proposed to.
Something tells me it's gonna be the woman.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Getting hit by the tram.
Oh no.
You know what? You don't see anything.
Yeah. She's just laying.
Oh, there's the blood. Oh, you can see the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see pulling under. Yeah, I can't play this. I was tempted to play this because you don't see anything.
But
And the sad thing is, until you start seeing the blood, comical as fuck.
yeah, because it's just like, oh, doing,
Doing.
and then, like, but then like the blood happens, and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
there's been
real.
a couple. I've seen posts like that on Twitter.
Mm.
I don't remember what the account is, where I'm like, haha, that's really funny, and then either I like read more context or like the end of the video happens, and I'm like, oh, that's not funny anymore.
No, yeah, there's been a few of those. I've had that too.
Like,
and it always makes you feel like the worst dirtbag.
Yeah, like there was one where a dude got sprayed with water, like at a protest, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. He kind of like flew on the ground. That's kind of funny. But then reading it, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yes, I know. I actually think I know exactly the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not funny at all.
All right. Fancy nail polish or the aftermath of a scissor-cutted finger?
It's the scissor-cutted finger. I'm calling it.
I'm going to go with fancy nail polish just because it's so consistently one color.
Okay. Let's hope.
No. It's the...
Unless that's some weird fancy shit I've never heard of.
That's definitely... Wow.
That's a scissor? How did you do that?
How did you do that? That's so precision. There's so much precision in that.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Like, did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Like, that's impressive.
Honestly, the way how it's cut, though, makes me go, like, that's so precision.
Yeah, because, like, there's still, like, the unders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they just took off the skin.
Just the epidermis. They just took off the epidermis.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. Oh, well. A really nice hot dog or a second-degree sunburn. This is definitely second-degree sunburn.
Yeah, that's too long to be a hot dog. And, like,
That's not bad.
Yeah,
but it's a nasty. It's a
nasty sunburn.
Nasty blister. Yeah.
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 Like that. That's nothing that I'm like, holy shit. But like, that would suck if it was.
That is essentially me every time I walk out in the sun. Yeah.
I have the amazing luxury of having tan skin.
Yeah, it's because you're fucking Italian. Goddamn. And I'm not just Irish. I've got English in me too, so I'm like, oh, I'm just fucked. You know? Yeah.
Just like
they never see the sun.
Yeah, the two pastiest fucking.
Because they never see the sun. It's always nasty out. Antonio, what's the next one?
I can't read it anymore. You gotta move your mouse. All right, beautiful handcrafted wooden coffee table. Or boy eats cereal out of his own chest cavity?
I think I know what this is, if that's it. I think he has one of those conditions where instead of his chest bone being straight, it caves in.
Oh, okay.
Because there's two types of things. There's straight as normal, which is what I have and I believe what you have. But yeah. I know two people that have it where it goes out.
Okay.
Where it goes out, and then there's people where it goes in, and I'm pretty sure that's what that is. But quite frankly, I don't know what this is.
I was gonna say the way they described it, it sounds like that one part of the of Rick and Morty with the intergalactic cable, where they just start eating the sugar schmees out of the fucking leprechaun.
My favorite commercial is Plumbus.
Plumbus.
Plumbus. That is the funniest thing on Rick and Morty. Anyways, let's see it. Yep. That is 100%, and I can show this. This isn't bad.
Yeah,
that is 100% what I thought it was.
That's just a dude eating food off himself, like, to me at this point. You know what I mean?
I can't help but ask, and I know this kid is underage, so this is kind of awkward, but what is up with his nipples?
One is much bigger than the other.
No, it's not that. They're puffy.
That too.
They're really puffy. So he's got some issues genetically. But
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's look at this.
But yes, this is 100% what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I got a text message.
At least he's owning it, right?
100%. Yeah.
He's owning it. He's like, yeah, I got a fucking condition. I'm gonna make it funny. I wouldn't even call that bad. You know what I mean? I support that behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. At least he's owning it.
Exactly.
Like, good for him. But that is 100% what I said it was going to be. This is the bad thing. I can already tell.
Yeah.
An arm after it got caught in a boat's propeller. Or an amazing rose velvet cake. It is definitely not that.
Yeah, let's see the fucking boat propeller. Oh,
my God.
Fucking God.
Wow. Oh.
It literally looks like something took a fucking bite out of him.
No. I can tell you what that looks like. It looks like a corkscrew went to his arm.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then you put some like raspberry filling in it.
I am so happy I'm fucking tipsy right now.
Me too, brother. Me too. Wow.
You think we could show that on YouTube?
Yeah, we could definitely show that on YouTube, yeah. Oh boy. What's this next one? A man shredded to pieces after wood chipper incident? Or some toast with strawberry jam? I'm going to go toast with strawberry jam.
Yeah, I want it to be toast.
This is the total inverse of the last time we played Reddit 50/50, where we kept getting good ones.
Like the good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, toast! We got toast, ladies and gentlemen. We've got good old toast.
I need that on a t-shirt. We got toast.
Yeah, we love our toast. I really love toast. I got to tell you, that's one of the things though that I cut out of my diet is I cut out
what, like bread?
Yeah, it was bread. Bread's the big one.
Man, I haven't had like a good piece of toast just like in a while. I'm gonna make myself some
I'm gonna make myself, and I just get up right, and the stream just stays here, and it's just both of us making toast.
That would be fucking awesome.
I actually can't make toast. I don't have any bread here at all anymore.
I'd make toast out of something.
A guy with a face tattoo or a guy with a face cut.
That's probably a face cut, right?
I'm going to go with face tattoo.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out. Face cut.
No, it's a tattoo.
That's a tattoo? There's no way. That
Maybe?
is a cut.
I don't. Yeah, that might be a
that
cut.
is a face
it's
cut.
Like it's a cut that's like in a design. That's
in a design.
That's weird.
I still can't figure out which one it is.
Scarification.
Yeah, that is scarification. Yeah.
Interesting.
Not interesting. Disgusting.
It's disgusting, but like, you know what? That's something I've never seen before.
This is true. I've had enough of him.
Yeah, I'm done.
And I can tell he's really into body mod anyways because he has the horns.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting to me.
I cannot. I can't.
No, I cannot.
There are two things that make me cringe in this world. It's like heavy body mod and people who fucking unironically put fucking binkies in their mouths.
Yeah, fucking I can't understand why that. And I want to say that this is really big. That's really big in the gay community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To bring this entire conversation full circle.
Like, let me say, I am fine with whatever you fucking do. I don't give a shit as long as you're not hurting anybody. I don't give a fuck what you do in the privacy of your own room, right? Mm-hmm. But goddamn, when I see a fucking TikTok of a goddamn like a grown adult with a fucking binky in their mouth or even wearing a fucking diaper and playing with a rattle. I have this visceral reaction.
I'm not okay with that.
I have this visceral like fine, do what you want, but like I personally have this visceral reaction where I'm like, that is disturbing.
It is disturbing. It is disturbing. I have that with scat and piss play too.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I know a lot of people that are into piss play, but not scat. Which I'm like, if you have to pick the lesser of two evils, yeah, I'd rather get pissed on than shit on.
Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one, like if I was in like fucking Saw and I had to pick one. Alright, is this a wound between two toes? Or some juicy fresh meat? Those are toes.
Those are toes.
Those are toes. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still not pleasant.
I don't know. I'm going to get off of that just because I'm getting like violent flashbacks. But there was a while there where I had bad athlete's foot, and it's usually during the summer. I have a bad tendency of getting athlete's foot, and it's just because of how much I was walking in the summers, you know, and you get sweaty, and that tends to happen. And I took care of it. I'm not a fucking monster. But when you get splits in between your toes, it hurts like a bastard. It's one of the worst feelings ever.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but athlete's foot isn't fun. Don't get it. Anyways, a picture of an average American family in the 1940s, which is what I'm betting it is because it's in black and white. Or chopped upper body of Elizabeth Short's found corpse. What?
I think the full name is Elizabeth Shorts.
Found corpse.
And it's her found corpse.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. I was going to say, this could go either way.
This could go either way, but wow.
Yeah, it was the corpse.
You know what's the most disturbing part about this? Isn't the fact that it's just her upper torso. It's the
smile
carved into her.
Like, did the fucking Joker kill her? Jesus Christ.
Master Video Studios, Adam, you're not a monster. You're just the head of the curb. So I'm not ahead of the curb. I am literally the curb
itself.
You
are the curb itself.
But anyways, this picture's really wow.
Yeah, that's disturbing as hell.
Wow. I'll get off of that. It's definitely the smile that disturbs me the most.
100%. It's like you didn't have to do that. Like you didn't have to do any of that. Like let's be real. But I feel like the smile carved into her face was the most unnecessary.
Yeah, definitely a total sadistic human being.
Yeah.
Did that. Yeah. Anyways, the boy who cut his hand with a bottle or a Halloween cake.
Well, that's an arm and a hand.
That's an arm. So yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
Ugh.
That's not
Yuck.
bad.
That's not bad. Like that's definitely not as bad as it could have been, but it's still kind of icky.
That's not bad. That's not bad enough that I actually think I can show that for a little bit. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's just a little.
That is just a nasty cut.
Nasty cut. Yeah.
That's not even really a nasty cut. I've seen so much worse. Like, let's look at that boat propeller one again.
Yeah, that's a nasty fucking cut. What if the twist is that that's actually the Halloween cake?
Anyways, moving on. A woman's breast implants bursting open during surgery. Oh, that would be great. Or a Jetstream Sam edit.
It's gonna be that. Jetstream Sam is a character from Metal Gear Rising.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's Jetstream
Damn it.
Sam. Yeah.
Fuck off, Reddit 50/50.
I wanted to see the boobies.
I wanted to see boobies explode like they did in 1,000 Ways to Die. Nothing wrong with Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong,
Okay.
baby.
I'm totally getting sex messages on the stream right now.
Let's fucking go. Hold on, I'm gonna send you one. I'm doing it. Don't.
Here's the thing: is I know you're doing.
You're texting. Where are you?
Oh man, that last bottle. Oh, that last glass of green apple bourbon definitely did the trick.
I hope you don't report me to HR for that one.
Like before I took that last drink, Antonio.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I bet you I could drive. This
no more
one,
driving for you, buckaroo.
This one is I need. I'm taking an Uber, bitch. You know. What's this one, Antonio?
It's a photo of a popular 2000s band, or a photo of bloody decapitated hands on pieces of paper with the names of the members of a band on it.
I'm guessing it's that one. I'm guessing it's that one.
Fucking Tomura Shigaraki shit.
That is so specific. Let's see what it is.
It's just
a band.
It's just
band.
MCR.
It's just a band.
It's just My Chemical Romance.
What a bunch of emo douchebags and a Jew.
No, fuck you. MCR's fucking awesome.
I never got into them.
I like them. I got into them way later than everybody else did. Mostly Gerard Way and Frankie Iero are the ones that I like, which are the two in the front. Mostly because Gerard Way made a very good version of Spider-Man, because he's also a comic book writer for Marvel at this point.
Oh, is he really? Oh shit.
Yes. Have you seen Spider-Verse?
A while ago, and I'm pretty sure I was pretty fucked up when I watched it.
Do you remember the Spider-Man that was just like a little anime girl with the robot? Penny Parker?
Yes.
He made her.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. Also, in the actual comics, that little robot that she's with is actually a fucking Gundam, so...
It's a Gundam. Okay.
Literally, like, his universe of Spider-Man is literally just Spider-Man, but it's Gundam.
So it's Spider-Man.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, a nice shirt or a second-degree burn?
That's a nice shirt. Nope.
Second-degree burn.
Fuck.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I would have thought a second-degree burn would
look a
lot
worse than that.
Then again, I guess third-degree burns are really where it's at.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
You see, in middle school, while kids were listening to MCR, I was listening to Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer. Yes, exactly. Wasp! You're a fan of Wasp? Master Video Studio? Oh my god, I should have you on a fucking stream.
Holy shit.
I love... Wasp is no joke my second favorite band. No, third. It's third.
I don't think I've even heard of them. I should have listened to them.
Oh my god, Wasp is so good. Oh my god. The Last Redemption is such a good fucking album. Oh my god.
Listen, I didn't start listening to My Chemical Romance. Like I said, I got into it late. I didn't start listening to them, I think, until like college.
Yeah.
But what I grew up with my emo music, because I grew up with emo music, I was listening to Linkin Park. I was listening to System of a Down, even back then. Who was another big one? Those were like the main two. And then there was like 3 Days Grace was another good one.
Yeah, you know what's really funny about 3 Day Grace? Like, I know Matt Nussbaum loves them. I think they're too emo for my liking now.
That's fair.
Just a few songs I still love. Like, I still think Never Too Late is a masterpiece.
I don't think I've heard that one. The main ones that
late, it's never too late. Even if I say it'll be alright. Oh, it's such a good song.
I mainly like from 3 Days Grace. I like Animal I've Become. Yeah, I like Riot. And I also really like I Hate Everything About You.
Oh, see, I don't really care for that one. You see, that was the moment when I was really listening to that one again, and I was like, that is too emo for me.
I just something about it. It's definitely my least favorite of the three. But you're gonna dox me like that?
Yes, I am. Well, no one can see it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna sniff your toes. Oh yeah.
I told you I was gonna send you a sexy.
Talk to me dirty.
Oh, I'll continue.
So a man that was chopped up. We'll end the stream at 10:45.
Oh, good.
A man who was chopped up, or a blanket. I'm gonna say a blanket.
I'll also say a blanket. That's a blanket.
We have a fucking blanket, ladies and gentlemen.
What
that is a blanket.
What if after all that buildup, you're like, we have a chopped up man? Show it.
Yeah. Oh man.
That would have been priceless.
That would have been fucking great. I'm so drunk. I'm drunk at this point.
Should I get drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do you have to work tomorrow? Because I do, which is the only reason why I'm not drinking more.
I do.
All right. Well, here we go. I can't get one-upped by Antonio. Fucking A, dude. I drank half of this.
I drank a good amount of this.
This is it. This is it. Cheers, my brother.
Woo! All right.
Oh, that was a creepy ass sound. I'll tell you that.
Anyway, so family picking strawberries or a teddy bear with a hairy penis.
I hope it's a hairy penis.
For the sake of me laughing, I want it to be the teddy bear.
I wanted to be the hairy penis because those are entertaining.
Bear.
I'll tell you what, I've seen some bushes.
If it's not the teddy bear, I'm gonna show my own hairy penis. I swear to God. Yeah, it's a teddy bear with a big fucking dog. And he's even got a captain's hat. I love it.
I'm gonna share this.
Oh my God.
What is that? What is that?
That's the best Beanie Baby you could have.
I want that for Christmas. Send it to P.O. Box.
P.O. Box 4759309.
I seriously can't drink anymore. I'm going to be on the floor.
I think it would be a bad idea for me to continue as well.
Yeah, I think must cut.
Anyway, what's next, barkeep?
What's the next one?
Is it an iPad that is charging or a bloody arm? That's an arm. That's an arm.
I'm guessing that's an arm as well.
That's an iPad. How did they do that?
It's just an iPad charging. He's holding it upside down.
That's an iPad.
That's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
An iPad charging?
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hot take. Adam's hot take of the night.
An iPad charging is the gayest thing you'll ever see. Aerial view of Red Rock Canyon, Nevada, or a stage 4 sacral wound with exposed coccyx. Adam, are you dead? Adam, are you dead? Adam, are you dead?
Not quite. Oh, I haven't been this shit faced in a while.
You're gonna start telling me I'm cute. Nah.
No, we've gone past that, Antonio. I just fucking pin you down and start breeding you into the bed.
Holy shit! Do some of your
did I say that out loud? Fuck me. No, I'm joking, Antonio. But
do some of your family members still think we're together?
No.
That's good.
No, but that was really funny though.
That was awesome.
That was really funny. Time. Are you and Antonio a thing?
No.
No. We might as well be at this point, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a married couple at this point. I think I proposed to you at one point. Maybe you proposed to me. Maybe no one proposed, but like here we are.
I don't think we've ever proposed to each other. I'll make it official when I come there on.
Well, yeah, well,
I'll propose to you.
It'll be part of a Fat Man Little Boy.
Yeah, I'll do it right in public too, where it's really awkward if you say no.
And then I'll still say no. Oh, dude, if we had the power, dude. If we had the power. Ew.
What?
That's disgusting.
Stage 4, scar wound exposed. Yeah.
Exposed coccyx, man. That's fucked up.
That's bad.
If we had the power, right, to like do whatever we wanted, I would 100% want it to be like, the next Fat Man Little Boy episode opens with you proposing to me, and we like somehow get it up on like a jumbotron.
I do know an ordained minister. We could get married.
I don't know about going that far.
Do you know? I want him to be on the French Fry episode. Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, you've met Oliver. You were at the party.
Yes.
He's the guy I was smoking cigars with.
Yeah.
Super cool dude. I love him to no end.
Yeah, he seemed cool.
I really do. I genuinely love him to no end. He's an ordained minister.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh man. All right.
One more.
A loaf of fresh pretzel bread or pins sticking out of a hand.
Loaf of bread.
You think?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Nope.
That's a pretty tasty looking bread, but that's also not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's to the point that I can even show that.
There's not even blood.
Yeah, there's no blood there. Pretty disturbing, but
yeah,
not overly disturbing.
It just kind of looks like a body mod at that point.
Yeah. Linkin Park is my all-time favorite band. Yeah, I've gotten back into Linkin Park a lot lately.
Did you hear Lost?
What's about Lost?
No, like the Linkin Park single
that they just released. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was fucking. At first I was scared, right? Because I saw the music video and it's done using AI animation.
It's done doing the AI animation and animation over rotoscoping over all their previous footage that they've done, yeah.
But what I was scared of, because I didn't know like what was behind the song, right? I was scared that they were also implying that they were AI generating Chester's voice.
Yeah, that's what I thought about too, but I'm glad that they weren't.
Yeah, no, it was a song that they were gonna release on Meteora that they didn't release, and then they just still had.
And that they still had, and you know what? It's still.
And it's a fucking awesome song.
It is a really good song, and you know, I that last album that they released too, where it was kind of more techno-y. I know it was kind of controversial just because of how techno-y it was. I still really liked it. I loved their song, "The Catalyst." I loved.
Yeah, that's a good song.
And you know, I used to laugh, and why I fell out of Linkin Park for a long time was honestly just because I started listening to the lyrics of their songs, and I'm like, wow, this is really emo.
Yeah.
And really edgy for the sake of being not edgy, but really emotional for the sake of being emotional.
Yeah.
And then Chester killed himself.
Yeah.
And then boy howdy, that suddenly I was like, wow, he really meant everything he wrote.
He meant every fucking word.
Every fucking word. And boy howdy, did that make me go, wow, these songs really hit different now. And you know what? As morbid as it might sound, it got me to revisit Linkin Park, and I'm easily going to say Breaking the Habit's on my top 5 favorite songs of all time.
I fucking love Breaking Habit.
Breaking the Habit is such a good and deep. That is a deep fucking song.
There's one Linkin Park song. It is my go-to song when I just need to get fucking anger out.
Mm-hmm.
And that song is One Step Closer.
Good fucking song.
I fucking love that song.
Good fucking song.
I think that's my favorite Linkin Park song.
You know what's really funny though, and I think this goes to the longevity of Linkin Park as compared to other bands. Whenever I would get like really, really, really angry at stuff, I would listen to Disturbed when I was in high school. Like Disturbed was my angry band.
Yeah.
I have not gotten back into Disturbed since I was a freshman in college. I have yet to get back into Disturbed. I've tried.
I think out of every, like, I like Disturbed, like, as a band.
I do too. Like, me saying that,
really,
to be clear, me saying that is not me saying I hate the band now. No, it's just I don't go out of my way to listen to them.
By them though, and that's kind of what I realized about them is that I liked Down with the Sickness, unironically.
Me too.
It's a really fucking good song.
It is a very good song.
I like Stricken.
Very good song.
I like Stupefy.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking love their cover of Sound of Silence.
I love the most recent cover that they did too. The Sting song.
I haven't heard that.
No. Anyways, it was really good. I really like it. I actually liked it more than the Sound of Silence one, but I can tell you what songs I genuinely like about Disturbed because I own them. Down with the Sickness.
Yep.
Indestructible.
Never heard it.
Land of Confusion. That was a cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought I had more. Oh well.
There's like a lot of stuff with that, with like the emo bands that I used to listen to a lot. Like I think Papa Roach is also another one where I like
Papa Roach, big time, man, big time.
Like, you know, I like Last Resort, obviously. What was it called? There was another song that Getting Away with Murder was a good one. And Scars.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
You know what the band that I listen to a lot? Let's see, some of the ones that I listen to quite a bit. I listened to Godsmack for a while. I was really into Godsmack for a while, not anymore. But
I've only heard one Godsmack song, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't really ventured more into that. And that one was "I Stand Alone."
It's a good song, but that's a pretty typical one. I love their song. My favorite song by Godsmack is called "Awake."
Okay.
That is a really good one.
You know who likes Godsmack a lot? My mom.
Oh, wow. Of course she does.
Dude, my mom is so fucking into like emo rock.
Why does your mom remind me of the wife from Bob's Burgers?
Linda?
Sometimes Linda. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Nah,
but
she ain't that outgoing. But
okay.
But like her music taste is definitely that of like the emo. She's the one that introduced me to both Linkin Park and MCR.
That's badass because my parents hated my taste in music. They hated it.
She was the one that got Meteora and would listen to it in the car. And then that's what got me into Linkin Park along with like Sonic AMVs. She also got me into like not MCR, like she can get me into MCR, that was Jess. But she was the one that introduced me to it with Helena. And then also Panic at the Disco with I Write Sins. And also Evanescence.
I fucking love Evanescence.
I only have heard 2 songs.
Oh, Evanescence is so good.
I've only heard the 2 songs that everyone's fucking heard of. Bring Me to Life and My Immortal.
Going Under.
I've not
you ever heard Going Under? Oh,
no.
I'm going under. I tell you what, I fucking love Seether. Oh man,
solid.
The Outside is such a deep song. That song hits me on a personal level.
Another one of those bands that that I really like, even though I only like 4 songs by them, is Slipknot.
I never liked them. They were too heavy for me. That's why I didn't like them.
That's fair. Like I like Psychosocial. I like Duality.
Yeah.
What's it called? Fuck, what is that song called? Fuck, that's gonna bother me. Fuck, what is that song? Hold on, I have to look this up.
Yeah, I've got to look up some of these bands that I really like. Oh, you want to know what's a band that I listen to quite frequently, and I unironically still like them? Nickelback, fuck it.
I only like one song by Nickelback that I've heard so far. I'm sure there will be more if I were to like look more into them. But the song that I unironically like is This Is How You Remind Me.
It's not. I love that song. This is how you remind me of what I really am. Yeah. I can tell I'm drunk because I never sing on a stream.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, right.
I gotta tell you, by the way, it's not Seether. I mean, I do love Seether, don't get me wrong, but The Outside, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, is by a band called Stained. Oh, fucking makes me cum.
I really like I like Sick by Slipknot, but that's like a lesser known song. Devil and I is also good, but I'm looking for this one song that introduced me to Slipknot. Fuck, hold up. What is this fucking song? It's like their most famous song too, and I just cannot remember the fucking, like, other than Psychosocial. Oh man. Before I Forget, that's what it's called.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, that song's fucking awesome.
It's a pretty good song.
Which is really funny that that's the name.
Yeah.
That I forgot it, and it's called Before I Forget.
You know what's another band that I have yet to really get back into, and this is the last one I'll say, is Breaking Benjamin. I used to listen to Breaking Benjamin so much.
I never really listened to them. I know of Diary of Jane, and that's about it.
Listen to their song So Cold.
Mm-hmm.
So Cold is genuinely a phenomenal song. Genuinely.
And you know that I'm fucking I'm really big into System of a Down and all of their
again, that's still too heavy for me.
Yeah, that's fair. And also, like, I recognize, like, System of a Down can be a crazy fucking band sometimes. Like fucking songs like Vicinity of Obscenity is, like, not for everybody.
Yeah, which is really funny because I've been listening to Tool again, which, by the way, Tool's my favorite band of all time. And some of their songs are fucking insane. Like I was listening to a song. I was listening to their album Anima, which is what everybody considers their best song, that or Lateralus, or their best album. That and Lateralus, because there's two eras of Tool. There's like angry Tool, and then there's drug Tool. Mm-hmm. And I love drug Tool more than I like angry Tool, but Anima is considered angry Tool. And they have a song called Stink Fist.
Okay.
And it's exactly what you think it is. It is literally a song about the lead singer wanting to fist a girl, convincing her that fisting is good, and then when he pulls his fist out, his fist really stinks.
That's
the song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I love Tool for that, because like my second favorite song by Tool is called Rosetta Stoned, and it's this epic ballad. Like, it's 14 minutes long and it's so epic. But what's it about? It's about a guy who gets really high, thinks he gets abducted by aliens. The aliens tell him what the end of the world is going to be, but he can't remember what the end of the world is going to be because he forgot his pen, so he couldn't write it down, and he accidentally shits the bed.
That almost sounds like Tribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very much
Like Tenacious D.
in that same realm, except Tribute. Well, Tenacious D in general, I should say. Excuse me, I gotta get to a split screen. Is more comedy first, song second, if that makes any sense. Like, they want to be a funny band. Tool is very much so, let's write this music first to make this, like, let's troll these guys. Like,
speaking of Tenacious D, right? I watched a video not that long ago talking about how it's by a channel called Nerdstalgic. They're a pretty popular channel at this point. Where it was like why Jack Black is irreplaceable. And he was using his role in School of Rock as like an example. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, Jack Black is that type of actor where he blurs the line between his role and just being Jack Black, and it works. There's this is just me talking at this point. This wasn't like in the video, but there are some times where like that happens with like an actor, right? Where like it blurs the line between like this is this character or this is this actor, and like it kind of works in its detriment. Like one actor that I feel like can get through that sometimes was Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey can sometimes do it, yeah.
Where it's like, is this a character or is this just Jim Carrey being?
Oh,
Jim
Joaquin
Carrey?
Phoenix, I have that with.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix is a pretty good one.
Someone like Chris Rock, even. We'll just play Chris Rock in every role that he's in.
George Clooney.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? That brings up a point. To me, and I agree with Nicholas Meyer on this, director of Star Trek 2. You have two actors, essentially. You have two types of actors. You have movie stars who will change the character to better fit them, and then you have actors who will change themselves to fit the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about Jack Black, right, is that, every movie that he's in.
Yeah. He's essentially...
He's Jack Black.
Even in, like, Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
As much as I love Shallow Hal. However, in King Kong, I can't say he's Jack Black.
Yeah. But most roles that he's in, he's Jack Black, right? Yeah. But, like, that's never a bad thing. Because Jack Black is just that kind of actor, you know what I mean? Where he just gets you to love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Jack Black
also, I'm biased too, because like Jack Black is one of my like favorite like celebrities like of all time.
Yeah, he's pretty fun. I don't like him now as much as I did before. I think he's kind of turned into a hack.
Sometimes he puts me off, but god damn it, his recent stuff.
Yeah.
He was on the Kelly Clarkson show.
oh, I don't know about this.
Okay, so he was on the Kelly Clarkson show because he appeared with Chris Pratt, Keegan-Michael Key, and Charlie Day to advertise the Mario movie.
Oh, I forgot he's in the Mario movie.
Yeah.
I forgot.
They made this bit, right?
Yeah.
That like Jack Black didn't come on stage with everybody else, and they're like, oh, I don't know where Jack is. And Kelly Clarkson goes backstage, meets up with Jack Black, and he's dressed as Bowser. He's like, I was told that we were gonna be dressing up as the characters that we were being at.
Right.
I just feel really silly right now.
That would just be really silly.
But what's funny is apparently, I forgot what network shows the Kelly Clarkson show. I think it's NBC. NBC found his costume so revealing of his bulge.
So
that
yeah,
they blurred it for you, which in turn brought more attention to it. So you just have Jack Black dressed as Bowser promoting the Mario movie with a blurred out cock.
I gotta see this. I'm looking this shit up. That's really fucking funny. That sounds like something he would do too,
It's what's funny, he plays it off too. Like he plays it off with the other actors, and he's like, I'm so mad at you right now. Like you told me we were gonna dress up.
Yeah. I think I found it. It was like Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, it was like Kelly Clarkson. Fuck yeah, it was. Of course it was. I'll watch that. I'm gonna watch that immediately. This moment this fucking stream is done. But anyways, it is.
John says,
Antonio.
Whatever happened? Oh, sorry.
It's 11 o'clock. I gotta wrap this up.
All right, that's fair.
I gotta wrap this up, man. But wow, what a fucking stream. It's always the ones, and I've felt this for quite a while now, I guess. It's always the streams that I don't plan that tend to get the deepest. Like let's talk about philosophy. Let's talk about what's the meaning of sex. Which I gotta tell you what, sex fucking fascinates me regardless of the pleasure side of it and the reproduction side of it. It just fascinates me in general. But like this is a good stream, Antonio.
Hell yeah!
This is a
I'm
good
glad
one.
I could be a part of it.
Yeah. And I'm very happy you're here. So Antonio, I'm sorry to have to cut you short, but I really got to wrap this up. Is there anything you wanna pimp out before I wrap everything up?
Yeah, man. I got a YouTube channel. It's called Game Controller Network. You guys should like go over there and subscribe. Even though I don't make like history videos or Star Trek videos like Adam does, I make totally different content. I make gaming videos. I like video games. That's like my fucking like fixation for like my whole life. So like I make reviews, I make video essays, I do live streams about video games. So if you want to see me talk about video games, I'm doing a Kirby retrospective right now. I do Sonic What Ifs. I'm doing a review of Resident Evil 4 soon in celebration of the remake coming out. So if you want to see stuff like that, go over to my channel, go subscribe, go like it, become a channel member, fucking do whatever you want. Check me out, give me the time of day. Fucking I have fun there. So if you want to see more of me, I'm over there.
As for me, I just released a video called The 3 Essential Showa-era Godzilla Movies. Check that out, based on their decade. And the sequel video will be coming out, not this week, but probably next week. I'm almost done editing it. And after that, I have one history video that needs to get released. One history video. And then I think I'm diving into Mass Effect after that. My channel will literally be nothing but Mass Effect for probably the rest of the year, if I'm quite honest.
Hell yeah!
It's literally I'm gonna do a you, Antonio. I'm not doing a completionist. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to go as in depth as possible with each game. Mass Effect 1 will be interesting since that's the game I know the least amount about, but I still know enough that I can do quite a bit of damage. But needless to say, my Shepard, I already know what arc he's going to have. I already know all the decisions he's going to make. And we're going to go through it. We're going to kind of role-play it a little bit. We're going to go into a lot of the lore of Mass Effect. We're going to go into the different options of Mass Effect. It's going to be good. And I plan on doing streams every Monday and Tuesday. They'll probably start at either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And there'll be a couple hours each one. So yeah, it'll be like that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Even if nobody watches, fuck it, tune in, learn about Mass Effect if you've never played Mass Effect before. I'm not going to be spoiling anything throughout the stream. I'm just going to go into the lore a little bit and everything like that. So if you've never played it before, tune into the streams. It'll be a good introduction for you to really get into the games themselves. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. But anyways, Antonio. I meant to hit cut, not transition. Thank you so much, man, for joining. This is a good stream. In my opinion, this has been one of the best streams I've had in a long time.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm into it. I just like talking with you, man.
It's fun. It's fun talking. Yeah, this is the type of show that I like doing. I like having conversations with people. I like talking with people. They're fun. Revealing, also very introspective. That's what I like. That's what I like. Very different content that you make versus what I make.
Yeah.
Very different. But anyways, Antonio, thank you so much for joining. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very, very fucking much for tuning in. I will definitely, in the very least, see you next month for the next ANP live stream again. I'm trying to do this once a month again. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry we didn't really address the comments as much as I would have otherwise liked to. You guys have been awesome. But I just didn't feel like it was the right time to go into those. Our conversation was flowing too good for me to just interrupt it.
Even if we didn't address them, I've been reading them.
Yeah, so. I have been reading them. I will say that. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. In the end, this is Adam Nice of AN Productions saying, I'm going to crawl into bed. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.